one. I walk in like a bird, cold look, clear aim. You wanna smoke, I heard it. You talk big, all wordy, all bark, no bite. You can't win this fight. I seen your hand shake when the room got quiet. I don't need a threat, I bring it, then I write. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tick, tick, hear that whistle, step too close, get the missile. Blood in my eyes, stealing my jaw. Say my name once, then stand by the law. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't just a crowd, I let them come. I stare here hard like a loaded drum. You keep on talking, I keep on moving. Your chest gets loud, but your legs ain't proving. You want that title, you want that crown. I take one look and I shut it down. I cries when the flow gets mean. I came in clean, let the scene pristine. Tick, tick, hear that whistle, step too close, get the missile. Blood in my eyes, stealing my jaw. Say my name once, then stand by the law. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah, 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 yeah. I don't bend, I don't break, I don't flinch, I don't fake. Every shot you throw just feeds my pace. Every lie you spit, I put back in your face. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one.
I do, y'all know how I do. I'm on that bullshit again.
Let me tell y'all a little story about me. In the boxing world, my name is Mr. IOTBA. The acronyms for IOTBA is
Mr. Undeniable, hold up. Mr. These boys can't touch me.
If you do, but I ain't got shit to prove. Boo does gold tooth, Lil Bruce, smile sharp enough to choose. Bang, bang, right through your cool. Walking like a rumor with a pulse. Lip curl sweeter than your cold. My eyes say try me and you freeze like salt. Got your huggle. You wanted that smoke, I'm the whole damn stack. Got your huggle. Step up, I'll clear the room. You're a daisy if you do, you're a daisy if you do.
R-U-L.
All laces in my hand, better back. Tongue sharp like a tag, hit a click, clack. You wanted that heat, now it's time to meet the sun. No shade, just black. Walk slow, silver in my lap. Halo, crooked heart attack. Say your piece, talk that trash. I turn every word to glass. Cut deep. Got your
Oh shit, you should go down to that. I'm touching down from that 2, 1, 4, and I'm on that bullshit.
That's what this case is about. It's about the truth. Not hiding it or concealing it, but exposing the truth. Don't let them get away with this. Do not endorse and sanction an investigation that is broken and corrupted top to bottom. That's why you stand as the guardian of justice and the protector of justice. And my question to you is, what will you do with this moment?
Hey, you did that, look at you go. Drop that down and now the whole room know. Big heart energy still in the show. You walk in and the whole place grows. Old school smile with a fresh new grin. Same sweet spot, let the chaos in. Cards on the table, you win again. Everybody turn when you step in. Hands up, look alive. You made the whole night rise. They've been waiting on your name. Now it burns through the frame. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. You did that, and everybody knows. Turn up, toast to them, bro. Let's fucking go. Big heart energy still in the show. Toast to them.
I will not be silenced, and we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Shout out to everybody on here from that 214 to around the states to across the pond. Salute. And happy 4th of July, 250th birthday of America. And I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Everybody, who will show up and show out to these videos. If it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. And I want to send a special thank you to all the veterans around the world and everybody who celebrate the 4th of July, right? Like I say, our veterans are our gold standard. We're looking on the screen right there. That's our veteran. And I ain't stopping. But before we get started, y'all, I ain't too proud to beg, and you please hit that like and share. Oh, I ain't too proud to beg, man. Because look, y'all know how we coming. Look. Salute. Man, I just appreciate everybody being here. So that's why I say, oh, everybody, I need you mo. All right? Real talk. So listen, this song right here is inspiration, right? And this song right here is inspiration for me to keep going hard. Oh, shout out to the General. Hold up. The General, MC Kazi G. Who more smoother than the damn General? Man, salute, General. Happy 4th of July to you today, sir. Right? But this sounds inspirational for me. And like I say, man, we got to get this word out. And I'm not stopping. A hashtag free Richard Allen. But I need y'all to hit that share. Like, I need. Man, hold up. Shout out to the car sees Scooter in the building. Salute to the beautiful growth. Yeah, growth. I seen you share that earlier, and I appreciate you. I just need everybody else. If y'all can, please share. Right? Support the movement. You want to become a member? You can. You could support the person likes to get this movement out here, right? Because September the 21st, Richard Allen Faith enters a new battle. Let's take this walk. September the 20th. And going forward, this marks the beginning of another critical chapter in the Richard Allen case. The trial is over, but the legal fight isn't. The defense is getting ready to take its arguments to the appellate court, to ask the judges to closely examine whether Richard Allen received a fair trial under the law, which we know he didn't. This isn't about retrying every eyewitness. It's about reviewing whether legal decisions made during the trial have affected the outcome, which we all know they did. We see the defense, they done argued that important evidence was limited or excluded. That the rulings from penguin face gosh shit prevented it from fully representing its case for Richard Allen. And we all know around the world the way they handicapped the defense that ultimately showed their hand. And we already knew what Richard Allen's faith was. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but I know appellate judges will review those claims. And what I've been listening to by watching the great Bob Mata from Defensive Diaries, him and Bob and Ali Mata, the dynamic duo, right? What I've been learning is the appeal isn't about emotion. It's about the process, right? And the question is whether the law was applied correctly and whether any legal errors were significant enough to undermine confidence in the verdict, which we all know. We all know. Shout out to side underscore in the building. Man, this every day. Man, side underscore say, hey, right here, chat. Us fighting for justice on Independence Day. That's how we coming. Shout out to Subtext Press in the building. Salute. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, y'all, remember, September 21st, Richard Allen's fate enters a new battle. Let's take this walk. Now look, we got to get this out there, and I need y'all. I need y'all to share and like this, y'all. Come on, look. Oh. Everybody, I need you more. Please share and like this. Shout out to the beautiful, pretty Kookie. She's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. And if y'all heard, it's nothing but pretty Kookie getting played in the beginning of my show. Not today. I'm talking about every day. Shout out to the beautiful, pretty Kookie. And if y'all ain't subscribed to her, please go do. She is the truth. Hold up, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Promise y'all that. Appellate, y'all. That's why this stage matters. Because the appellate court has the authority to review the record, consider the defense legal arguments, and determine whether the trial met constitutional standards and fairness. Let me say that again. And whether the trial met constitutional standards for fairness. And as we all know, shout out to the beautiful Nefarious in the building. It didn't mean shit. It wasn't nothing fair about this case, the way they railroaded a veteran in Richard Allen. You know, I'm so caught up and confused on how I've been seeing everything. I don't know, y'all don't know how the court will rule. That's how fucked up Delphi Police Department in that bitch ass city did Richard Allen. Intense public attention. Are still governed by the same legal principle. See, the appellate process exists to ensure that convictions are reviewed for legal accuracy. Let me say that again. The appellate process exists to ensure that convictions are reviewed for legal accuracy and fairness. To the building again, y'all. The appellate court process exists to ensure that convictions are with legal accuracy and fairness. And we know in this case, it wasn't nothing fair about it. It wasn't nothing accurate about it. These was a bunch of fucking Neanderthals who are gutless and soulless, who railroaded Richard Allen because of the pressure of their inconsistencies, their lackadaisical work in the process when it was all in their face. Now, as September the 21st approach, the appeal moves forward. We all gonna be watching closely, not because of the high profile, but because we know Richard Allen is innocent. And we know the appellate decision can shape how justice is administrated going forward. This is the time for the appellate court to make a stand, goddammit. So let's take this walk. Now, y'all know I gotta pay my intro before we start the show. And we'll get going. Please hit that like, share. If you ain't subscribed, subscribe. Get your membership. If you can support, you see Cash Out, Venmo. Hey, turn me up.
He's the mirage in the rearview glass.
It's Ray from Dallas.
Was he here? Was he there? Was he ever mine?
Ray from Dallas?
Just a trick played by time.
This dude is savage
Is
as
he
fuck.
real or just a dream?
What up, Ray from Dallas?
Ray from Dallas, tell me true.
He's fun.
Hi, Ray.
This appears to be a black man. Ray from Dallas.
Let's take this walk.
Is he real or just a dream? Falling stars or a laser beam? Ray from Dallas, tell me true. Are you the myth or the man I knew?
This dude is
Savage as fuck.
Man, shout out to the Aces cat and like you, yeah, mine too. Kazi G, like that's classic. And shout out to the beautiful Oasis cat. And I think Conor McManus had something to do with that song too. So salute to them. Right. I appreciate that. That right there. Is it a win or just a dream? All in star, laser beam. Ray from Dallas tells the truth. He's the myth or the man I knew. Man, hold up. He does appear to be a black man. He does appear to be a black man. Right? Oh, yeah. Shout out to the general, man. I fucking love the general, bro. I never met this dude a day in my life. Or nobody. Right? But it's just souls that just touch you. Right? And man, when the general talk, I listen, man. Like real talk, even just listening to him yesterday on my whole drive. Like that man is amazing. And I respect everything about the General MC Kazi with everything in me. He is the truth. A 10 shit. Now, the one thing, like I said, it appears to be a black man, right? And like I say, man, the OG is the one who who set it off for me. That's my guy, right? For real. The daughter is him? Man, stop. Man. And oh my, I'm cooking, y'all. I'm cooking up some El Jefe, OG, the Dundada. Oh, yeah, that's my guy. See, y'all just stay tuned. Shout to the GOAT, that's my guy. Come on now, y'all. What's we doing? If it wasn't for the GOAT, like, come on now. OG GOAT, 1A, like, I appreciate them. Like, because it's on the sideline just interested. I love that shit. Turner Boy was a gangster, like a legal gangster smashing down corruption, right? But he did it in the most particular way that just caught my attention. The OG do his thing in such a particular way that caught my attention. So it was them two who I was mainly listening to and rocking with, So I just appreciate them with everything. And just like I appreciate everybody else on here too. Like I'm just, like whoopty-whoop. Just like now how I appreciate Melanie Little for taking me through them 2 trials of Karen Reed, because she was great. Queen Melanie, like, man, I appreciate Defensive Diaries, Bob and Ali Mata, the dynamic duo. Oh my. I mean, they are since. Yeah, I was in their chat the other day. Man, I had the time of my life. Man, I had the time of my life. I had the time of my life. All the mods over there were so gracious. Man, I had the time of my life. But speaking on that, Bob, mostly him, because I see him on a lot of these shows, because, he is the guy, and it's a lot of people who, Andrea, the beautiful Andrea Burkett, and other people, but, like, I'm captivated, to Bob as the man, and Andrea as the woman, and Bob got me captivated to this case. Oh, shout out to the beautiful, gorgeous Charlie Rachel. Got me captivated to this case, and I'm learning off of him. Now, let me understand y'all this. Classic, she is the beautiful Classic, is the queen to be. Let's not get that twisted, because she is the one who been able to assist me like she was John Stockton and I was Karl Malone, right? She been assisting, and she is everything, right? But being able to not talk to her, I ain't talked to her, but she been feeding me all this information, us typing back and talking to each other, but actually, visually, man, this Bob Mata, man, boy, he is cold, cuz. And he is for, man, I love Classic to death, but Classic is, man, she is everything, right? I'm not lying to y'all. When I tell you that woman is everything to getting me, like the Little Shop of Horror, feed me. Seymour, feed me. Boy, she been feeding me. Happy 4th to everybody on her. She been feeding me, and when I tell you I'm so gracious, I respect it, so honorable to Classic, man. She she is the best, man. I got so much love for her and everybody though, but classic, man, her passion, riding for Richard Allen, man, it's unwavering. Man, she is a force to be reckoned with. And when I tell you, she give me this information, y'all know I'm boomers in them. So I be asking a lot of questions and she's so elegant and so gracious and be explaining and breaking it down to me. If I'm asking stuff over, man, she is the truth. And I appreciate her. And she's the one who put me on to defensive Dyrus coverage of this, Runkle coverage of this, Andrea Burkhart, right? And a lot of more other people coverage of this. Everybody's special in their own way, right? Seriously, all of them special. But it's just something about that Bob that captivated me. Like, when he talking, I'm listening. And he was on this show, I think it's called Hidden Crimes. They got a good show too. Forgot their name. Frank and somebody else, right? They was talking about a whole lot of stuff on their show. And it was very enjoyable, right? But before we get started, y'all, right? Let me put a smile on y'all face.
Do you want to dance? Let's dance. Come on, dance. Let's dance! Dance! Yes. Dance. Dance. No 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 dance.
I mean, no, that was Hidden Killer. I'm sorry about that. Appreciate that, Skin Row. Hidden Killer. I be getting these names messed up so much. Shout out to Rockstar 3.0 in the building. I hope that makes y'all like dance. Dance. But like I said, September the 21st, Richard Allen fates into a new battle. Let's take this walk. His appellate hearing coming up. Right, and oh man. Hearing them break this down, man, it's so sad that, when I'm trying to, because when I'm listening to Bob, he giving me information on how they might not let because of some other stuff, and I don't want to ruin it. Let's just get it started.
3 appellate judges are going to read both briefs. They're not going to decide whether Richard Allen is guilty. That's not their job. Their job is to decide whether the trial that convicted him was constitutionally sound, whether the process met the standard this country requires. That's a narrower question than guilt or innocence, but in some ways, it's more uncomfortable because it forces the system to examine itself. A reply brief from Allen's defense is coming. Oral arguments are possible, and whatever these 3 judges decide will either close this chapter or blow it wide open. Bob Mata is with us to help break it down. Earlier in the conversation, if you go back to another segment, or if you're watching the long one, you've just heard it. Bobby, we're saying that some of these points that have been made by the state are going to be dead in the water when it comes to the arguments back from the defense of Richard Allen. I want to talk more about that, and I want to talk more about, okay, they get another shot here at the apple. What are they going to be bringing to the table, and what do you think is going to be happening next from your point of view?
Okay, so shout out to him. So that's the breakdown of it. Now, let's get to the great Bob Mata of defensive dive.
The problem with appellate work is that they have page limits. So, you know, because I think T, when you and I were looking through the initial brief, we're like, God, why didn't they bring this up? Why didn't they bring that up? Why didn't they bring it? You know, and when you have those page limits, and they asked for an extension of pages, right? So the court gave them that, but it was like, you have to pick and choose your battles, right? And the question, and so you're relying on the appellate counsel, and both Mark Lehman and Stacey Liana are phenomenal Indiana appellate attorneys. Like they're as good as you can get in that state. And, you know, so you have faith that they went through everything and picked the things that they thought were the strongest things. You know, again, and I never want to be critical of other attorneys. You know, it's like it's hard for me to do that. But when you select issues, when you had so many different things that you could have addressed that I thought were absolute Sixth Amendment issues that went right to the heart of what happened in this case, and you selected issues where you know, or you should have known, that there's going to be a waiver problem, meaning the defense didn't object at trial, it saddens me. So, you know, they're going to have the reply brief, and in the reply brief, it's exactly what it sounds like. You're replying to the state's arguments. It's not your opportunity to bring in all the things that you wish that you could have brought in, or that you should have brought in your brief itself. So they're going to be somewhat limited there. And I hope against all hope that they're not going to try to go to the appellate court on bended knee and say, look, you know, judges, the Constitution and fairness require you to give them a pass on the fact that they didn't object to trial, because that's a technicality. You know, they clearly had issues with this. They filed the requisite motions pre-trial. They clearly were denied hearings on these matters. And, you know, you can see that this is an issue that they were wanting to preserve for the appeal if he's convicted. And, you know, going it with hat in hand saying, you know, please, just from everything that Michael Osbrook tells me, and I'll take his word to the bank every single day, they're not going to do it. They're going to say, nope, waive. So what that means to me is that issues 3 and 4, which are the Napui issue, and the third issue, which gets into the evidentiary stuff, and her barring it from coming in, is where they have to just lay waste. They have to just dig into that. I just prefer almost to see them concede, you know, like if we could dedicate very little ink to those 2 top issues, because I think it's a non-starter. Mm-hmm. So in my estimation, where I'd like to see them just make hay is get into those next 2 things, because I think that those are potentially Napui/Glossop is the final issue there. And again, this harkens back to the motion to correct error. And like I said, Michael Osbrook's a pretty smart guy, and that's where this case, I think, can end up in a new trial. Like where I think that they're going to affirm on the first 2 just immediately, but I think 3 and 4, you've got some ability to make some real ground with the appellate court there.
Okay, so that's the great Bob Marvin Ali Mata of Defensive Diaries, the dynamic duo. They are sensational, and as you see, the sensational Bob. Oh my! Now, ooh, see, I'm concerned, right? Because as you heard him say, that you have to scratch out the first 2 or the last 2 and just go for the other 2, because of, like, he believes it's going to be waivers because they didn't object to it, and that's a technicality, right? And like he said, he don't like to criticize, you know, people in his profession, because this is what he do. He understand, right? But that happened like that in more terms. But he understand why, because they were handy. You just gonna have to go out the 2 things, because you can't go saying, oh, they didn't let me do this, they didn't let me bring this in, right? Because, like, you didn't object to it, and on technical, he said that's a technicality, right? Not saying I'm losing faith, It's just showing how dirty girl shit was. It's showing you how dirty they played this game to just get a conviction and thought that, the people were going to look the other way. So look what they did. They played a dirty game to where it's looking like when they go to appellate, they handicapped again a little. Oh. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Okay, let's go to the next clip, y'all.
To make some real ground with the appellate court there.
What kind of probability you give this, Bob?
Yeah.
I don't know. I rely on, guys and gals that practice in Indiana for kind of like, I don't know, Michael's, he's giving it like I haven't asked him for a percentage, and I say that because I rely on people that argue in that state,
sure.
As judges, because for me to say it, having never argued in front of any of those judges and not doing appellate work there is kind of fruitless for me to guess. But if they address the Napui Glossop issue fairly, he gets a new trial. So, I mean, that's...
Let me rephrase easier question on this. Do you think they're optimistic?
I think they're frankly more optimistic of it getting...
Okay, I had to stop that. Napui gossip issue. He think they get a new trial. Okay, so that's something. See, that's the two things that they only get to do that he was telling me about. I'm not sure all of what it is, and I'm going to do my more research. I'm going to get better at this, y'all. Don't get it twisted. But I get it that the Napui gossip, right? So the other two things they ain't going to let them do, that's... Oh, wait. Oh, wait. All right, because that's what I forgot to say earlier about the two things that he said that they just gonna be able to attack. It's the Napui gossip.
To make some real ground with the appellate court there.
What kind of probability you give this, Bob?
Yeah.
I don't know. I rely on, guys and gals that practice in Indiana for kind of like, I don't know, Michael's, he's giving it like I haven't asked him for a percentage, and I say that because I rely on people that argue in that state,
sure.
As judges, because for me to say it, having never argued in front of any of those judges and not doing appellate work there is kind of fruitless for me to guess. But if they address the Napui Glossop issue fairly, he gets a new trial. So, I mean, that's...
Let me rephrase easier question on this. Do you think they're optimistic?
I think they're frankly more optimistic of it getting kicked up to the Indiana Supreme Court.
Is that the next step if this gets denied here?
Yeah, that's the next step.
So how does that look? What does that, kind of roughly look like from a 10,000 foot level for a place we're not at yet?
So according to the people in the know from Indiana that do this for a living, they say that as to issues 1 and 2, that assuming that the appellate court affirms on all count, and affirm means that they're agreeing with the state, they're affirming the conviction. All right, so that's what that word means. Mm-hmm. So if they affirm on all counts at that point, they're basically, they apply to the Indiana Supreme Court. I forget what the exact term of art is for the document that they file with them, where they're saying, hey, we really need you to take a look at this thing. And I believe Michael said that they look at it fresh, as opposed to relying on what the appellate court looked at. So they're going to look at it with fresh eyes. And he says that out of the two, that this Indiana Supreme Court is going to be far more inclined to look at the merits, that they might be willing to look past the waiver issues and get to the heart of the issues. So that's kind of how that thing looks. And, whether or not that's going to happen is obviously going to depend on whether or not they affirm on what I think are the two. I mean, the third issue is relating to the fact that they couldn't put on a defense. Mm-hmm. I mean, to me, it's such a huge issue. Yeah. Literally barred them from being able to put on any kind of substantive defense. Like, and we're, when she kept saying that there's no nexus, when you've got this guy saying that he spit on one of the girls and put, sticks near her head, like to make it look like antlers. And she's saying that there's no nexus when that person had no reason to know that sticks were left on the girls at all, mm-hmm. in any way, shape, or form. If that's not somebody knowing about the facts of the crime, yeah. I don't know what is. Why is it, when people are like, oh, well, that guy's got an IQ of a grapefruit. I don't give a shit.
Most people doing the shit too.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great point, Rob. Exactly.
This guy, this Michael Myers melty face piece of shit. If I spit was found on one of the girls and I could explain it away, would I get in trouble? Elvis Fields. Damn, man. Damn. That, man, listen. Napagili, okay. Allowing false testimony. Glossop is close, but a little different. It expands it. But the doctrine is Napagili. Okay, thank you for that, Skin Road. Yeah, this right here, I have to play this again because if they gonna allow the waivers, you see how they are handicapped? The third thing is that they didn't let them put on a fair trial. Man, I feel Bob pain.
To make some real ground with the appellate court there.
What kind of probability you give this, Bob?
Yeah.
I don't know. I rely on, guys and gals that practice in Indiana for kind of like, I don't know, Michael's, he's given it like I haven't asked him for a percentage, and I say that because I rely on people that argue in that state,
sure.
As judges, because for me to say it, having never argued in front of any of those judges and not doing appellate work there is kind of fruitless for me to guess. But if they address the Napui Glossop issue fairly, he gets a new trial. So I mean that's.
Let me rephrase easier question on this. Do you think they're optimistic?
I think they're frankly more optimistic of it getting kicked up to the Indiana Supreme Court.
Is that the next step if this gets denied here?
Yeah, that's the next step.
So how does that look? What does that kind of roughly look like from a 10,000-foot level for a place we're not at yet?
So according to the people in the know from Indiana that do this for a living, they say that as to issues 1 and 2, that assuming that the appellate court affirms on all count, and affirm means that they're agreeing with the state, they're affirming the conviction. All right, so that's what that word means. Mm-hmm. So if they affirm on all counts at that point, they're basically, they apply to the Indiana Supreme Court. I forget what the exact term of art is for the document that they file with them, where they're saying, hey, we really need you to take a look at this thing. And I believe Michael said that they look at it fresh, as opposed to relying on what the appellate court looked at. So they're going to look at it with fresh eyes. And he says that out of the two, that this Indiana Supreme Court is going to be far more inclined to look at the merits, that they might be willing to look past the waiver issues and get to the heart of the issues. So that's kind of how that thing looks. And, whether or not that's going to happen is obviously going to depend on whether or not they affirm on what I think are the two. I mean, the third issue is relating to the fact that they couldn't put on a defense. Mm-hmm. I mean, to me, it's such a huge issue. Yeah. Literally barred them from being able to put on any kind of substantive defense. And we're, when she kept saying that there's no nexus, when you've got this guy saying that he spit on one of the girls and put, sticks near her head, to make it look like antlers. And
so this guy, this melty. The question was, what are they optimistic about? I just heard the great Bob Mother say they optimistic that it's going to go to another court. If they stand on them waivers and they don't look at how they didn't let them put on a defense. But this is, see, now when I tell you, learning, and seeing the railroad, her and Bob say the waivers, and it's a technicality because they couldn't object to it. And he gonna get to it. He gonna get into it later where at one time he bring up because they had thousands and thousands of documents and they just might have missed it because they was trying to hurry up and get a trial because they didn't know if Rick was going to be able to make it to trial. So that's the naughty. Skinny say what's really important is that Elvis confessed to being there when they were, before they were even found, and he lived 120 miles away. That's crazy work. Oh, wait, man. Oh, wait, man. Because I think about this piece of fucking garbage, a dude right here.
You started looking into it. What was the moment that you knew that this is the guy?
I think during the first interview with Steve Mullen and Tony Leggett, when he was describing himself and not giving an alibi to where he was when the girls were killed, that he was out there. I think that made my mind up, and that's not the only reason, because we already knew about all the witnesses, and we found his car on the video and things like that. So I think in my mind, that's when I knew. He just described himself as bridge guy. This is the guy.
Oh, it's amazing. And
these two fucking idiots. This piece of shit.
It's hard to say that the defendant isn't bridge guy. And if you can accept that he's bridge guy, you can accept that he's the killer. And that, to me, is the bottom line.
This is Mr. McLeland's storytelling. He's telling a story. It's a story he wants the jury to believe. And it sounds like a compelling story if you didn't know what the evidence was.
We've got enough now.
What was the probable cause?
So we tied him. He was on the trails that day. The witnesses we had didn't see anybody else on the trail that day.
Which asked, were the girls seen by anyone else at the trails?
I don't have an actual witness count from that day as far as how many people were out there, but I believe the count is at least 50.
The witnesses we had gave a description that matched what he was wearing that day, that he confirmed what he was wearing that day.
The clothing he told the investigator he was wearing matched the clothing of the male in victim to his video. False! Liar! Shit! Cunt! You fucking asshole! You line sack of shit! He corrected them and said, I don't remember what I was wearing. It could have been a sweatshirt. Could have been a jacket. And his wife told you guys that the blue jacket that he actually owned in 2022, he bought just a couple of years before. That makes it bought in 2020.
This fake ass Matthew McCartney looking fuck and Nick. And that piece of crap and fucking horse face. Right? The lies. The lies. This just like when Skinny said earlier about the Napu Gilligo, about prosecutors allowing false testimony. Right? And they got to pull through. They got to pull through. Because it's quicker, no debate. You've seen a lot of false testimony in this case, man. Man, this is our fight. This on Independence Day, this is our fight. And not just as Independence Day, every day it is our fight. Oh, we think about the pings. Ron Logan phone pinged. It's on his property, right? Come on now. That melty face, Michael Myers looking piece of shit in Fields say, oh, if I spit on him, can I come back to you? If I can explain it to you, would that do something to me? And the pieces of shit told him no. Cockler, like, and then the ruins, the semen, the hair. Oh my. Let's check this out.
He was on the trails during the time the girls were abducted and murdered. Those were kind of the main things we had at the time of the arrest. We tied him to the scene. He was in Delphi at the time. He was on the trails at the time. He matched the description of Bridge Guy.
It's not the same group of girls. And the fact that HTC is going along with it, he just a few minutes or earlier in the interview, he actually told them it was not a group of 3 girls that saw Bridge Guy. It was a group of 4, and they are still claiming it's the same group of girls. It's stupid.
There were really 4 girls, but one of the girls was so young, we didn't interview her. And so it gets narrowed down to 3, but there were actually 4 girls there. We just interviewed 3 of them because the other one was so young. We just didn't think it was going to be worth the interview. But all 3 of those girls see the same person at the same exact time. And they all 3 give a little bit different description of what that person's wearing. However, their description of his demeanor is all the same. No 2 people saw the same thing in terms of the person they were describing. If we were to put up every description of what they're terming Bridge Guy looked like, every single description is different.
Well, they could have seen different people and been submitting that information.
Are they describing the same person? I mean,
that's my point. Yeah,
that's what Stacey's saying, and it's a great point, and it could be the absolute truth. It could be multiple people that different people are describing.
Exactly. Who they talking about? Who they describing? Who they talking about? Who they describing? Mind-boggling. Remember, Andrea Burkhardt, the beautiful Andrea Burkhardt. Remember, in the interview, they say he said this, they say he said that. Talk to him, Andrea.
Intimately involved in this story. Even the prosecutor at the end of his closing argument, he inadvertently quoted your podcast. He called it the Bridge Guy starter kit.
You got to see the entire interview with Richard Allen. In that he confirms he was wearing the same clothes as Bridge Guy. A blue or black Carhartt jacket, jeans, and boots. Is that what he said? Are you sure about that? He said he went out on the first platform on the bridge, exactly what Betsy Blair reports, and that he saw nobody but the 3 girls. And at Mr. Allen's home, they found a blue Carhartt jacket and a .40 caliber bullet in a hope box, as well as a .40 caliber Sig Sauer firearm, the same caliber as the bullet at the scene. This was the Bridge Guy starter kit that they recovered from Richard Allen's home.
What were you wearing that day? I mean, you said you put on a jacket. You put on a jacket, and blue jeans, and I'm sure I put on a jacket because I think it was still fairly cool that day. I don't think it was super warm. I would have put on a jacket. I don't know. Remember what kind of jacket you had back then? I mean, I've had Carhartt jackets over the years.
The lies. Oh, you were wearing a cap. You were wearing this. You were wearing that. Oh, really? Was he? Really? was he? Like, look at this. Look at this. Forensic photo comparison. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, fuck looking at it. This guy said this right here. If my spit was found on one of the girls and I could explain it away, would I get in trouble? This melty face piece of shit. And like free underscore said, not to mention Ronnie's phone pinged on the bridge at 2:09. Facts. That's why I had this thumbnail. I don't know when I did this video. It probably was yesterday. Y'all go check out my last video. Please hype it. Please hit the like button. No case. Richard Allen not guilty. 100%. You can have one of the lowest IQs. This case, and they didn't give a damn about a human's life. They just wanted to take someone down. That's not disturbing, ladies and gentlemen. That's overly. Oh my. Yeah, we got a lot more to get to. Please don't go nowhere. Please, while we go to the break, I'm finna play the beautiful, pretty kooky, blue curtains, right? You know, I had a lot of things happen to me in my life, right? And this song right here, it represents that. And I think it represented for Richard Allen and everybody else who go through stuff. I love this song. It's the song of the year, Blue Curtains. Everybody, please don't go nowhere. Hit that like, Cheryl. Man, because look, y'all look. Please share this live, right? Because y'all my people. We need to push this movement. I'm really pissed that it ain't more attention on this. It should be a floodgate on this case. And I say that and I mean that this is worse than the Karen Reed case. So everybody, I love y'all. This is how I feel. And everybody, Richard Allen, he's saying, baby, oh. Baby, he need us mo. And that's real shit. So please share this post to get this movement out. And we're finna play Blue Curtains by Pretty Cookie. Brief intermission, and we got a lot more to get to. I appreciate everybody on here. If you hit that like button, hit that like button for me too.
The wind hums low, a hollow refrain through cracked window panes. It calls my name. The clock ticks slow. Its echo stays. Each moment drags, then slips away. Blue, blue curtains are hiding all my pain. Blue, blue curtains are dancing in the rain. Blue, blue curtains keep the shine far away. Blue, blue curtains won't let me escape. The walls close in, shadows stretch along. Night wears a mask where dreams don't belong. A bird once sang, now silent it lies. The sky holds no stars, just clouded sighs. The pain's a prison, the glass cuts deep. Eyes wide open, yet I can't sleep. Blue, blue curtains are hiding all my pain. Blue, blue curtains are dancing in the rain. Blue, blue curtains keep the shine far away. Blue, blue curtains won't let me escape. Oh, if I could tear 'em down, let the light pour through. But they hang like chains, stitched with sorrow's hue. Every fold whispers secrets I can't erase. Every thread pulls tighter, leaving.
Shout out to everybody in the building, I appreciate y'all, man. I really do. And like Skin Rose said, the Holman also said that Elvis was investigated over and over by several detectives, which also had to tie them to talk to him that one time and cleared him. And he said, Holman said, Elvis said that he could worry someone dug up his spit. Shout out to Lady Laura. Someone would dug up his spit and poured it on the girls and never interviewed them after that. That's crazy work. You said something else too. The most damaging thing to Elvis was that he put the horns on Abby and she was found with sticks on her head that looked like horns. No one knew that detail for 6 years. That's crazy work. You said something else too. Where is that? Yeah, Holman, investigated by several detectives, which he also is a lie. They only talked to him that one time. Man, was in a mental institution when he confessed, which is patently false. Elvis is very dumb and he's never been institutionalized. He has 3 kids and a grandkid. And this was so fucking crazy. He don't even know what his fucking grandkid name is. So I don't know. He didn't even know his fucking daughter, baby daddy was Mexican. I don't think so. Man, didn't even know another grandchild fucking name. And they let that ignorant, sick, melty face motherfucker just walk along. But he knew he was at the house on February 3rd. I can't make this shit up, man. I can't make this up. Let's continue.
No, I'm going to tell you this.
Scientists out here doing it,
if people actually had IQ above Forrest Gump on this, they wouldn't be doing these kind of things. You know, there's zero EQ, emotional intelligence. IQs are always bottomed out. Everyone always thinks it's some big master scheme. No, these people are idiots.
There's not a lot of geniuses out there doing ritual killings in the woods, you know, and there's not a lot of even average intelligence people doing ritual killings in the woods. That takes a special type of stupid.
If you had average intelligence, you go out and get a job. You wouldn't have time to do this. You'd be actually doing something productive for society and yourself and your family.
You're not trying to please the Nordic gods?
People are so broken. Nutters, right?
Nutters. Yeah. It's I don't know, man. We'll see how it plays out. But
playing it even.
It's crazy. You heard? It's just unbelievable. Let's
see how it plays out. But
playing it even further ahead. We get to the Supreme Court level. Is that the end all? I mean, if they say no, we don't agree.
No. I mean, in terms of kind of the appellate track, yes, it ends it. But you've got post-conviction world, which is frankly where I've always thought that this thing is going to land, to be honest with you, just because, and again, I'm basing that on what people tell me about the Indiana Appellate Court. Right. But like I'll get different answers from two people I really, really respect, that are doing the work over there, where one of them's a lot more optimistic than the other, So, I mean, it's kind of like, you're really just guessing at this point. Again, I just really hope that the appellate court isn't going to throw these two briefs in Claude and have it pump out an opinion and then basically say, this looks pretty good. We'll go with it. It's like the case is too important. There's real lives at stake here. And I want an honest intellectual opinion to be drafted where they do the work themselves to kind of look into it. Because I think, when you have intelligent people looking at this case, I think that most people land on, kind of the side where they're scratching their head and saying, how was this guy convicted? And that's not to say that people that believe that that Allen's guilty are not intelligent people. I mean, maybe they are. Maybe they just haven't looked into the facts of the case.
And, they were limited to what they're allowed to be shown anyway. And
it depends on who you listen to. I mean, if you listen to Torch and Pitchfork people who think that everybody's guilty and that as soon as you're arrested that we don't even need trials in this country. Well, there's no convincing them of anything other than he's guilty. You know what I mean? They're not hearing. They're not willing to listen. They're not willing to critically look at something. And and that's fine. There's going to be people like that in this world, and there's plenty of them. Prosecutors rely on those people to get on the jury. Yeah. So, I mean, it certainly happened in my estimation in this case, and I always respect a verdict. Doesn't mean I agree with it, but I respect it. I mean, they sat there and, we only had the opportunity to hear from one of them, but no, so that post-conviction work, T, is your quick answer. And essentially that's where you're bringing in newly discovered evidence. That's where you're going to see if there's any attacks on ineffective assistance of counsel. That's where you see it there, because a lot of people are like, after they read the brief, from the state, they're like, oh man, the defense really screwed up here. Like, why didn't they bring up ineffective assistance of counsel like in the brief? And really the problem is that you're limited to the record on direct appeal, meaning things that were done or not done, strategically by the defense, or were missed. They're not on the record. Yeah. Meaning that, that it wasn't raised on the record. So there's nowhere that the appellate court can go through the huge record and be like, I don't see it anywhere. So that's where in post-conviction petitions, you're bringing up the things that should have been done, the things that were done that shouldn't have been done, things that people that should have been called, experts, all that stuff comes into post-conviction. And then you have the newly discovered evidence stuff. And, I mean, here's the deal, man. Like, this is the reality. You've got victims' families out there that are feeling relief. They have bought into what the state has sold them, that this is the right guy. They got the conviction on it, and the thought of them having to go through it again is a nightmare. It really is. And it's like, I feel great empathy for them. And sure. But the reality is, if it's not the right guy, that ain't justice.
Yeah, the reality is, if it's not the right guy, it ain't justice, right? And this is or you say post-conviction, they'll be able to bring in new stuff and stuff like that, but they're saying post-conviction. Oh, this case got my stomach in a knot, right? Because the waivers they got on the technicality, like Bob was saying, because it was thousands and thousands of pages of discovery and they wanted to hurry up and get a trial because they were scared for Richard Allen's life in there, which they had every right to be. Oh, wait, man. Shout out to the beautiful Mo Esk in the building. And I don't know if I'm reading this right, because I think that I got the earlier where the two things they got to go after is Gilligo and something else. It's something in Gilligo, something that Bob mentioned, right? And that's the only way. But he said the biggest thing is that, you know, with the waivers on the technicality, because the defense didn't object to it, because the judge handicapped them from bringing it in. He said they can't go to Glossop. They can't go to the judge begging. They got to go present their case on that, but it don't. It's effed up, right? Because they handicapped them, and Bob said they're not gonna be able to let a lot of that stuff in. Man, this is mind-boggling. Am I seeing this right? Where, you know, like I heard Bob say earlier, that's why I would love to interview him about this, man. That they don't think it's going to pass in the appellate court because of the technicalities, which the penguin face gull shit did deliberately, but being who the appellate court is are they going to be able to lean and look that way, or are they going to stand on the judgment? Oh my. Oh wait. Oh wait. Let me see what Bob said earlier about that again, because I want to make sure I get it right of what he said that they're going to be able to argue. Let me see, was it this
to make some real ground with the appellate court there.
What kind of probability you give this, Bob?
Yeah.
I don't know. I rely on, you know, guys and gals that practice in Indiana for kind of like, I don't know, Michael's, you know, he's given it like I haven't asked him for a percentage, you know, and I say that because I rely on people that argue in that state,
sure,
you know, as judges, because for me to say it, having never argued in front of any of those judges and not doing appellate work there is kind of fruitless for me to guess. But if they address the Napui Glossop issue fairly, he gets a new trial. So I mean that's.
Let me rephrase easier question on this. Do you think they're optimistic?
I think they're frankly more optimistic of it getting kicked up to the Indiana Supreme Court.
Is that the next step if this gets denied here?
Yeah, that's the next step.
So how does that look? What does that, you know, kind of roughly look like from a 10,000 foot level for a place we're not at yet?
Well, I mean, so according to the people in the know from Indiana that do this for a living, they say that as to issues 1 and 2, that assuming that the appellate court affirms on all count, and affirm means that they're agreeing with the state, they're affirming the conviction. All right, so that's what that word means. Mm-hmm. So if they affirm on all counts at that point, they're basically, they apply to the Indiana Supreme Court. I forget what the exact term of art is for the document that they file with them, where they're saying, hey, we really need you to take a look at this thing. And I believe Michael said that they look at it fresh, as opposed to relying on what the appellate court looked at. So they're going to look at it with fresh eyes. And he says that out of the two, that this Indiana Supreme Court is going to be far more inclined to look at the merits, that they might be willing to look past the waiver issues and get to the heart of the issues. So that's kind of how that thing looks. And, you know, whether or not that's going to happen is obviously going to depend on whether or not they affirm on what I think are the two. I mean, the third issue is relating to the fact that they couldn't put on a defense. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, to me, it's such a huge issue. And I literally barred them from being able to put on any kind of substantive defense. Like, and we're, you know, when she kept saying that there's no nexus, when you've got this guy saying that he spit on one of the girls and put, you know, sticks near her head, you know, like to make it look like antlers. And she's saying that there's no nexus when that person had no reason to know that sticks were left on the girls at all in any way, shape, or form. If that's not somebody knowing about the facts of the crime, I don't know what is. Why is it, you know, when people are like, oh, well, that guy's got an IQ of a grapefruit. I don't give a shit.
Most people doing the shit do.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great point, Rob. Exactly.
So, Matui Glossop, you know, I know I'm probably still ain't saying it, but that's what they get to argue is the Matui Glossop. That's it. That's it. They're not going to be able to argue that they weren't able to put on the defense, right? And like he ended this guy right here, this Michael Myers melty face looking motherfucker, say, if my spit was found on one of the girls and I could explain it away, would I get in trouble? Elvis Fields. What the fuck? And then they say, and then this is where I'm really fucked up. He said, what are they optimistic about if it going to the Supreme Court? Right? So the appellate coming up on the 21st. So they saying they optimistic of it going to the Supreme Court. So that's already saying that they're going to deny it, right? We don't know that for sure. Like, there's no way, I hope. But the technical, like Bob said, of the waivers, of them not objecting to it, right? Because the judge, penguin face girl shit, did everything she could to keep that out. Oh, this is terrible. And this guy, if my spit was found on one of the girls and I could explain it away, would I get in trouble? Elvis Fields. Let that sink in. That is fucking horrific. Like, Holman need the cowboy shit slapped out of him, man. No, you wouldn't. Like most say the bullet thing, right? Oh, Lord Jesus. And they're gonna get into that too. Oh, Lord Jesus. All right, Pat. Appreciate you, fam. Yeah, why are you calling me a shit and he's not a deep thinker? This motherfucker didn't even know his grandchild name, y'all. Like, this shit right, this is the worst shit I've ever seen. I'm not lying, y'all. Let's continue.
Exactly. There are feelings and there are facts, and they are two very different things. And just because feelings are one thing, and yeah, I feel horrible for that. I cannot imagine being those feelings. But at the same point, it's not justice for your kids if you got the wrong guy. Even if it lets you sleep at night, if you're able to compartmentalize it so much and block out all of the noise, all the information that contradicts how the people that you trusted got there, the only thing you do is just kind of take some comfort in that you didn't get there. These people did, and they were wrong. That's not your fault that they got there into that wrong of a way and dug you down there and kept telling you, we're right. We got the right guy. You were bamboozled by these fucks. Yeah. If you really want the right guy, take a look at the whole reality of this and let's figure out who the hell it is. They might already be dead, but let's at least get there.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I guess things, if Alan gets a new trial, or if they think, because here's what would happen. If he gets a new trial, whether it be granted by the appellate court or the Indiana Supreme Court or post-conviction world, down the road and he's granted a new trial. But in post-conviction is a very difficult way to go about it. Yeah. It's lengthy. You've seen it in some recent cases. You've seen it in that corn rate killer case with Todd Mullis, and then more recently with Zach Adams with the Holly Bobo case, both of which we've covered. I did abandon Mullis, so I don't want to hear it in the chat. I know I did. But, it's like, it's a real real tough road to hoe. It just is. It's a lengthy battle. And ultimately, at the end of the day, you worry if he gets a new trial, and I believe that they would retry him, as stupid as that seems, but I think that they would do it because they're all in on it. And if he's acquitted, I sadly think that this is a case that is never going to get solved. And it could be, Tony, because of what you just said, that the actual killer is dead.
Yeah. That's what I believe, but that's my opinion. Your thoughts?
Yeah, you see him? Oh, y'all know that guy right there? That's Ron Logan. He's dead and gone. This the motherfucker who property them two beautiful girls was found on. His phone pinged there. His property. Him being a criminal. His ex-wife saying that he was basically a sadism. You got Elvis Field saying, if I spit there, my DNA come there with it. Saying all of this. Saying he put them ruins on the head, and they were there. They didn't test no DNA. Unbelievable. Look. Look. Right? And you know what's crazy, y'all? Bob is the truth. And the rest of them dudes don't know the truth, too. The rest of them the truth, too. Because if you look in the picture, let's talk about DNA. And they're going to get to that. I got to bring it up now. They're going to be able to explain it well, right? You don't see no gloves. You don't see nothing. A person who is so, such a opposed to be all this, they said that the guy was, you don't see nothing. Him prepared to do nothing. You look at him. No gloves, no nothing. Shout out to Dawn in the building. Man, but I didn't even think of that until I was getting this ready earlier, listening to Bob's. I was like, oh my God. He didn't have no gloves. They didn't want to test no DNA. His DNA wasn't there. Because they tested his. That's why I say, everybody, we need to share this. Like this post, repost it. I'm gonna start a bunch of other streams too. We need to get this out there. But I'm worried. What they saying, right? What Bob is saying. And you can look on their face and they think this. They're not optimistic of the appellate. Because of the waivers, of the technicality, of the way the penguin face guard shit handicapped them. They are looking at the Supreme Court. Oh my. Ain't that mind-boggling? Because you know that they were critically handicapped. She didn't let them put on no case, right? And when it comes to the appellate court, what I'm hearing, they think it's going to stand. Oh, this sucked, y'all.
To your question, which is really, why didn't the AG's team kind of deal with this inconsistency of, his confessions, wherein he's clearly saying things that obviously didn't happen. And the reason they do that, because there's really no good answer. I mean, a competent appellate team, when they're engaging with a fact that really does more damage by engaging in it than just ignoring it. So, I mean, that's your kind of simple answer. I mean, if you address the wrong cause of death in the confessions, then you basically have two options, which are both awful. Option one, you can argue the man can confess to a murder and get the manner of death completely wrong, right? And the confession is still reliable. And that's a losing argument on its face, really, because it undermines the very premise of the confession evidence itself.
Yeah.
And that it demonstrates insider knowledge. Or the second option is you try to minimize it and maybe argue it was a slip of the tongue or confusion. But then the problem with that is that you conceded that the confessor was confused. And now you're one step away from the defense's argument being a winning argument, which is that these confessions were just the product of a deteriorating mind,
100% they were. So, Bob, the thing that I just don't understand, because it just doesn't make any sense, and I know you probably can't make sense of it either, because this judge, this whole thing has just been so crazy stupid. So, and I probably got this wrong. You are so much closer and are so much closer to this case than me. But so a large part of this case was the round they said they found there that they said was Richard Allen's round, and they said it was from his gun, even though it wasn't fired. It was just an unspent round, and they said it matched his weapon. How does that even matter if they weren't killed by a firearm?
Yeah, I mean, their theory on the case has always been, which there's problems with this as well, but that bridge guy had a gun, pulled it on the girls up on the bridge, racked the gun, and that was his show of force in order to gain control over two athletic, young teenage girls. And that, as a former Fed, you're obviously familiar with weapons, and you know that the problem with that theory is that, yes, cartridge would have popped out right there when he racked, the round was shot out. And, what we're talking about this round being found is across a creek, down a hill, across a creek, and up into Ron Logan's property, and it's found in between the girls. So, I mean, that's a problem for them. So, but that's how they introduce the round as being relevant in this case, because they're saying that a handgun was used in order to control the girls to get them to their final resting place.
And how did they come up with that?
It looked, they say that in the audio, and they testified to this at court during the trial, that you can hear him rack the gun.
There's no video of him racking the gun.
There's no witnesses.
No, they say they can hear it. They say it's worse.
Yeah.
They say they can hear it.
You can't hear exactly. So you can barely hear. There's a noise, which could have been really anything. That's racking a gun. Where's the gun? There's no gun in this. What are you talking about? Nobody's seen a gun. Oh, there's a gun. This reminds me.
Novik, shout out to the beautiful Jordan. Love Yance. You could hear him rack it. You could hear him with a video. But this shit is diabolical, y'all. This, oh, wait. Oh, wait. This is diabolical, y'all. I'm not bullshitting. They heard him rack it. What the fuck you heard? Oh, we, y'all. They heard him rack it, y'all. You heard him rack what? You piece of shits. Y'all listen to this again. This is vital.
To your question, which is really, why didn't the AG's team kind of deal with this inconsistency of, his confessions, wherein he's clearly saying things that obviously didn't happen. And the reason they do that, because there's really no good answer. A competent appellate team, when they're engaging with a fact that really does more damage by engaging in it than just ignoring it. So, that's your kind of simple answer. If you address the wrong cause of death in the confessions, then you basically have two options, which are both awful. Option one, you can argue the man can confess to a murder and get the manner of death completely wrong, right? And the confession is still reliable. And that's a losing argument on its face, really, because it undermines the very premise of the confession evidence itself. And that it demonstrates insider knowledge. Or the second option is you try to minimize it and maybe argue it was a slip of the tongue or confusion. But then the problem with that is that you conceded that the confessor was confused. And now you're one step away from the defense's argument being a winning argument, which is that these confessions were just the product of a deteriorating mind,
100% they were. So, Bob, the thing that I just don't understand, because it just doesn't make any sense, and I know you probably can't make sense of it either, because this judge, this whole thing has just been so crazy stupid. So, and I probably got this wrong. You are so much closer and are so much closer to this case than me. But so a large part of this case was the round they said they found there that they said was Richard Allen's round, and they said it was from his gun, even though it wasn't fired. It was just an unspent round, and they said it matched his weapon. How does that even matter if they weren't killed by a firearm?
Yeah, their theory on the case has always been, which there's problems with this as well, but that bridge guy had a gun, pulled it on the girls up on the bridge, racked the gun, and that was his show of force in order to gain control over two athletic, young teenage girls. And that, as a former Fed, you're obviously familiar with weapons, and you know that the problem with that theory is that, yes, cartridge would have popped out right there when he racked, the round was shot out. And, what we're talking about this round being found is across a creek, down a hill, across a creek, and up into Ron Logan's property, and it's found in between the girls. So, that's a problem for them. So, but that's how they introduce the round as being relevant in this case because they're saying that a handgun was used in order to control the girls to get them to their final resting place.
And how did they come up with that?
It looked, I mean, they say that in the audio, and they testified to this at court during the trial, that you can hear him rack the gun.
There's no video of him racking the gun.
There's no witnesses. They say they can hear it. They say it's worse.
Yeah,
they say they can hear it.
You can't hear exactly. So you can barely hear. There's a noise, which could have been really anything. That's racking a gun. Where's the gun? There's no gun in this. What are you talking about? Nobody's seen a gun. Oh, there's a gun. This reminds me.
Oh, shout out to the beautiful classic. When I go by Ace of Spades, when it comes to this Richard Allen case, everybody, she in the building. So y'all know, I got to turn up for classic because y'all know, man, I appreciate her to death. Let's turn up for her. This my new stuff right here. And that, you know what that really means something? Because I said, classic, classic, I need you more. Man, she done helped me through this case. And I needed her and need her every bit. Right? And look, shout out to free_Ricky. Now listen, all them channels that I got right there is where, if you don't know about this case, they are the experts. Right? Criminality, R&M Production, All Eyes on Delphi, Michelle Walks, Hoosier, Cold Cases, Defensive Diaries, Andrea Burkhardt, and Classic Overthinker. You heard me? You heard me? So everybody, like real talk, please, because we got a lot more to get to. I just need y'all to take the time and go subscribe to them, please. Man, Classic Overthinker, man, her, please, y'all, all them on there, all them. Why I play this right here? Because this is what we fight for, injustice and corruption. And if we're trying to get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, we got to go to the people who been stomping the grounds. So while I'm gonna give y'all 60 seconds while I do the pretty cookie turn up with the GOAT. And this video is courtesy of the beautiful Mo_S. Let's go subscribe to that.
That's what this case is about. It's about the truth, not hiding it or concealing it, but exposing the truth.
Yeah.
Don't let them get away with this. Do not endorse and sanction an investigation that is broken and corrupted top to bottom. That's why you stand as the guardian of justice and the protector of justice. And my question to you is, what will you do with this moment?
Hey, you did that, look at you go. Drop that down and now the whole room know. Big heart energy still in the show. You walk in and the whole place grows. Old school smile with a fresh new grin. Same sweet spot, let the chaos in. Cards on the table, you win again. Everybody turn when you step in. Hands up, look alive. You made the whole night rise. They've been waiting on your name. Now it burns through the frame. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. You did that, and everybody knows. Turn up, toast to them. Move. Let's fucking go. Big heart energy still in the show. Toast to them.
I will not be silenced, and we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Your books. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to her and Keith. Man, they be having it popping over there. Man, like I said, I go back to that point. In Defensive Diaries, he gonna get to it right, where he talk about like it's no DNA found there. And look, this guy right here, he got this. You can see his hands have no gloves, They said, where's the cartilage for the gun that's going to fall out if he did that? Oh, remember, they wasn't, with no gun. It was a knife. And then they said they knew it was him. Shout out to Vicky. I'm sorry, Vicky. Shout out to Vicky in the building. They said they knew it was him because they heard a gun. No video, no nothing. Oh my God. Let's continue.
This is about as good as that.
Yeah, massive confirmation bias, man.
Yes, it reminds me of just absurdity, but being taken with such a level of seriousness that only those who are coming up with it could possibly believe. But obviously enough have.
Side, which just, but we've all been through it. I mean, with this case, this is the most least likely individual on the face of the planet before you even get to the lack of stupid evidence.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite thing about that story is we get a peek behind the curtain into how the Tony Bruschi that we all know and love now was born.
Oh, there's stories.
The Hardy Boys back there, I love it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I ended up putting all those things in my treehouse and called it the Underwater Museum. Until eventually I grew up, and then they took it down, and all this like artifacts in the creek are in there. Who knows? We might have actually had some evidence in there for real crimes. Awesome. The state, in their response, describes Allen's solitary confinement conditions, and we've obviously been in an uproar about this for years now of where he's been, and they're really trying to play it up like he's at the Ritz. He's got a mattress. He's been offered a tablet. He showers 3 times a week. Apparently there's a window at some point in here. They spend a lot of time talking about the creature comforts in here. What is spending that much time on ink, on the cell amenities, which there really aren't many. You wouldn't expect any either in the whole. But what does it tell you about where Indiana thinks it's most exposed, that they're like, well, we offered him a tablet. We did this and he did that. And well,
like you said, you got this bullshit ass state trying to gaslight, like Richard Allen staying at the fucking Ritz Hotel. He got a mattress. He showered 3 times a week. Oh, really? You put a guy over there who was a pretrial defendant, not even guilty. You talking about shower in this?
Fucking shower, look at this shit. Got water leaking from upstairs. Look at this shit. This is how we living in fucking Westville. WCC. $1 million company. They spend you $1 million company with all that mold. But they don't do shit for it. Look, the other pipe's already busted. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta take showers in this motherfucker. And that's how it runs up in WCC. Look at this shit. Nasty as fuck. They don't give us nothing to clean this shit with. Look at that. Look at that shit. Look at all this shit. Nasty as hell.
Now imagine a pretrial defendant over there, no access to his wife. They say they put him over. This one dude yesterday on the video say, oh, maybe they put him over there because, it was safer for him. And people told him that sometimes the prisons are better than the county. Oh, you talking about a dude going somewhere who's stuck in a cell 23 hours a day by himself. So how is that better than he should have been at the county if he can't go no fucking where, no way, but come out for an hour a day? Now, we know exactly what you fuckers did. Y'all put him up there in Westerville so y'all can seclude him and do the fuckery that y'all did to him, you evil fucking bastards. Just like Free say answer, because the gun is a lie out of the mouths of evil liars who fucking lie. They want us to believe they put Richard Allen, this other dude yesterday. Oh, this guy, that butterball face dude. said the county, and he was talking about how he was eating prison lasagna. Hungry, hippo-looking motherfucker. Talking about the county is better. Richard Allen may have been doing this and doing. What the fuck was Richard Allen doing? Like Free underscore say 24 hours a day. They didn't even let him out for his hour a day because it was too much. Ooh. And then, like Nick Starro said, they had the fucking light on them 24/7. One lawyer quit because he couldn't adequately represent him because they had him in shackles. He couldn't sign nothing. They had something by him so they could see exactly what he was saying. Like, you better not say nothing. Don't get it. And remember, he got to go. You here with us. The one time he did go to Rick, they tased his ass on the foot. Oh, my God. This is bananas. Then you have this guy. If my spit was found on one of the girls and I could explain it away, would I get in trouble? This Michael Myers melty face piece of shit. Yep, my oldest. Why would you say that? Yeah, they were trying to get him out of there. Simply, they let this dude say this. If I can explain it like Skinny told me earlier, dude stayed 120 miles away. How was your fucking spit right there? You know why? Oh, my. Oh, wait. John said, when I was in jail, the lights was on 24/7. It took a while to get used to sleep with it. Yep. But can you just imagine what they was doing to him? Oh my God, this hurts. All right, let's continue, y'all.
This is about as good as that.
Yeah, I mean, massive confirmation bias, man.
Yes, it reminds me of just absurdity, but being taken with such a level of seriousness that only those who are coming up with it could possibly believe. But obviously enough have.
Side, which just, but we've all been through it. I mean, with this case, this is the most least likely individual on the face of the planet before you even get to the lack of stupid evidence.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite thing about that story is we get a peek behind the curtain into how the Tony Bruschi that we all know and love now was born.
Oh, there's stories.
The Hardy Boys back there, I love it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I ended up putting all those things in my treehouse and called it the Underwater Museum until eventually I grew up, and then What's your reaction to their framing of it in their response?
Yeah, if I'm the appellate lawyers for Allen, my mindset is that when you spend that much ink on a particular issue, you know that in their mind, talking about the state, that it's their biggest vulnerability. They're really trying to reframe the narrative before the court gets to the constitutional question. So they're listing the amenities is a classic prosecution move. I mean, Tony at trial, they took great exception to the fact that he was in solitary. They just called it a single person cell. That's the epitome of what we're talking about here. Yeah. Like the defense would say he's in solitary, and the state would say he wasn't in solitary. He was in a single person cell. That's all. So, look, if you're being intellectually honest about this, you can't argue that 13 months of solitary confinement for a pre-trial detainee wasn't harsh, right? I mean, to me, them arguing that fact discredits them because any normal human being is going to be saying, this guy was innocent at this point in time. He was innocent until proven guilty, and you've got him being trained like he's a war criminal, and it's unbelievable to me.
Bob, how come no psychists out here screaming about the effects of solitary or single room confinement on an individual and what it does to them mentally? I mean, it's not just the research, but practical applications of this. When this case first broke, and Tony and I were covering it, and you were, on the show too.
Yeah.
I just got done reading all these expeditions to Antarctica, and in the effects, even when you are with a small group of people, but in isolation, even with all the resource you have, your brain goes nuts. There's zero rational thought left, because the way our brains work, we need social interaction in order to keep our cognitive functions. Otherwise, we start losing it.
Yeah.
And this is so clearly what was going on here, especially when the confession doesn't include in the first round any details that were actually accurate.
You know what? I mean, it's a great question. I mean, the defense called a couple of witnesses, Grassian, but he was really called not to get into the specifics of Richard Allen and his confessions, but kind of like broad generalizations of how false confessions are formed in our mind and how it kind of operates. And it's that concept which I found fascinating, because I when I was sitting in court watching the trial, because I had never really thought about this, but like when you are recalling a memory, the first time that you do it, that becomes the next thing that you remember. So when if you've told a story 20 times and you are going back on the 21st time, what you're recalling is the 20th time that you've remembered that particular memory. So you're not going back to the actual memory of it. So all the bastardization that will take place, because our minds work in mysterious ways, is what you're remembering on that 20th memory. So any kind of facts that you may, and we have a tendency as human beings to do that. We want to fill in gaps, right? If our initial memory of the thing was, there were a couple of holes in what we remember, over time, psychologically, we start wanting to fill those holes in, and we do oftentimes. So I just found that was really fascinating, but that didn't really go to the issue of what you're talking about, which I have to say I was left wanting walking out of that trial in terms of exactly what you're talking about. Why wasn't there somebody on the stand just pounding the jury over the head with the concept that, look, we know from the doctors in the prison that he was psychotic. I mean, we had him involuntarily administering Haldol. That's the level of his psychosis at this point. So why wasn't there that witness there saying, okay, now that we know that was a fact, how do we address what was happening and what he was saying? How does that impact it? Because I think that the question that was never really answered, which I think is still hanging out there, well, okay, he's psychotic, but why does that automatically mean that he's not telling the truth? Which really goes back to Tony's first question. So, and that's where your answer lies. Because you've got a guy that's saying he's talking out of both sides of his mouth. One, he's giving general, which Robin, I think you would attest to, saying I did it is not a real confession. You need facts. You need something to support the fact that you're saying something more than I did it, which is essentially what they had him saying. But then you've got those counter statements where he's giving absolutely incorrect facts, like in terms of how the girls died, or that they were sexually molested, or that, he had abused his own child, or that, he had started World War III. He's clearly saying these things that aren't logical, that are clearly not true, and as far as addressing, the abuse of his daughter, his daughter got on the stand and testified that's absolutely not true. Right. But in terms of your question, I wish I had a better answer. I don't know. I think it was a missed opportunity by the defense in that, and I think it is something that had to be addressed. And I got one follow.
That hurt. And he's going to explain that, right? Why it was a missed opportunity. Because it should have been someone on there pounding and pounding and pounding about how psychotic he was. Oh, boy. You know why? He's going to explain it. It's coming up. Because they had thousands of documents and they were trying to get stuff in. But guess what? Penguin face, girl shit had them handicapped. Man, they couldn't do nothing in this case. They couldn't do nothing. Oh, wait. Let's continue.
Promote me a little bit here. Absolutely. But, I had Andrea Burkhardt and Allie, who are two of the most brilliant attorneys that I know, defending the appellants, which is Richard Allen's brief. And then I had Michael Osbrook, who's an equally brilliant attorney who does habeas work, which is post-conviction work, and has an unbelievable win rate. The guy's brilliant. And I had him put on the white hat because he used to be a deputy attorney general back in the old days. So he had been in that position. So I had him. And even though Michael is actually the one who wrote the motion to correct errors in the Delphi case. So he's well equipped, and I knew it was putting him in an awkward position to have to argue for the state on this. And and during that debate, and that's how I did it. I was the moderator. I had him on a clock. I had him on a time. It was really a fascinating exercise. But I think everybody kind of came to that conclusion that those issues, and Michael said it definitively, that are going to be dead in the water. The appellate courts are not going to give some kind of leeway because they see that the importance of the merits. They're going to say, look, we're going to hang our hat on the easiest thing we can, and which is that you waived it, and it's not before us. So, I mean, that's a reality that that everybody needs to know. Anybody that follows the case, that I want people to understand that on those first two issues, I think they're dead in the water. Even though I think the reality is that they're incredibly important issues, and I think that it's a real shame that they're not going to get addressed in terms of the merits of the issue.
Sure.
So, but,
and I want to get into some of the.
Oh, wait. He said he wants us all to know that them important issues that got waived, they might not let him in. Oh, we much love to you too, American Night Mom. Oh, we. Oh, we. Damn. Whew. Let's continue.
Here, I want to hit on this. Just kind of going back to this is an element that always kind of gets me. Where he saw the van. I mean, this is their argument that they're trying to make. He saw the van, and that spooked him, and then that's why he killed the girls.
Yep.
Huh? I mean, like, you saw a van, then you decided must kill the girls? Like, and number one, how the bodies were found. I mean, then did he give them a bath and then clean them up? And I mean, like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make logical sense. It doesn't make physical sense for the way they were found, and for him to have done all of this in this short period of time. I mean, it's just a very simple, saw the van, killed the girls. Let's say it out loud and keep repeating it and we'll all believe it. But if you actually just look at I mean, number one, the timing, that's a whole other part of it. But if just from a psychological standpoint, what?
No, that's not the way it works.
It's like, why? Why would that be the lever that he pulls?
And that's not a panic escalation in those moments.
And he killed the girls. And again, and that's why he killed the girls. That's why he shot the girls, according to him. And they were not shot. So that's why he killed the girls, even though the method of killing is, all of it doesn't make sense.
And it gets worse than that. Because then you introduce Sarah Carbaugh, who says that she sees Bridge Guy, or a muddy and bloody man, like after 4 o'clock, which means that Alan does this incredible thing because he sees a van. He feels like, oh God, I may have been spotted. I have to now kill the girls to make things even worse for me. Other than the fact that somebody just saw me with 2 girls. Now I'm going to murder them both. And then I'm going to run around the woods like some kind of wood imp.
And I'm going to jump in with this panic escalation. Because the panic escalation here, as they're claiming it was, he saw the van, so he said, I got to kill the girls fast. Last thing you do is take out a knife. You got the gun in your hand, supposedly. You shoot them, then run. Yeah. I mean, because the first impulse when you panic is fight or flight. Run. If he thinks the girls witnessing him there is going to be an issue, you don't stab, declothe, clothe, drag. I mean, you just go. I mean,
in the middle of the day, by the way, on a nice hiking day where a lot of people are out, you're going to do all this and there's get no blood on you, and the girls are cleaned up. Magically, their blood seems to be gone for the most part too. And it's like none of it makes sense. It's like, okay, tell the story, and then you look at the evidence, like, well, that doesn't add up. Like,
and Robin, let me ask you, as a former retired Fed, you see that guy's picture, you can see his hand, all right? So that's not a guy who is suited up to not leave DNA. If you've got a guy who Sarah Carbaugh claims is muddy and bloody, and that is in fact the same person who just killed the girls, if that guy has their DNA all over him, I guarantee that guy would have his DNA all over them.
Oh, yeah.
And Alan's DNA isn't anywhere to be found anywhere in these 2 brutal murders.
Yeah.
Can you explain that to me as if I'm 5 so that I can understand how that could happen, Robin?
It can't. And we have a comparison contrast right now. Just look at the Nancy Guthrie case. What did that guy get suited up in? And this just goes to that arc of, you don't go from, I've never sexually abused or killed kids to all of a sudden I am. And, from 0 to 100. But so let's say for a chance that we just don't know about those other cases, right? Then you have at least 1 or 2 reps. So you're not going to wear that outfit. You're going to look like the guy on Nancy Guthrie's front step who's suited up, has got gloves on, leaves no DNA trace, or even a Koberger. Same thing. That's Koberger's first attempt at it. What's he dressed like? All you saw was the big bushy eyebrows. So this is not what someone wears to do that. He is slumbering across a bridge, out trying to get his thoughts together because he's going through a stressful time in life.
Oh my. It just don't make no motherfucking sense. If he seen somebody, you know, you would think he'll poke him instead of use the pistol. Something that he'll rip and get him. What the fuck? Oh my God. And it bothered me, y'all. You know, when I'm hearing say that the people are optimistic about this going to the Supreme Court, right? Because of the handicap, good shit, penguin face judge did, the appellate could uphold. Because of the technicality of them not objective handed. And I can't blame them because the way they was ostracized and handicapped thing. It was the deterioration of, you know, how they can see their client. They want to hurry up and, you know, do the trial. Oh, wait. Oh, wait.
Okay, I know it was several years after when they went into Rick's house and they took the jacket that they say is the jacket of Bridge Guy. Which again, that's a whole other part. Like, why is Bridge Guy the murderer? Like, there's no real evidence to say that he is, other than somebody thinks they heard a gun. It was a guy walking across a bridge. There's really nothing that connects the man to the death of these girls, other than a video where they're confused as to where they're going. And he goes down the hill. Suddenly that means, like, I'm a mass murderer and I kill you and I'm wearing a Carhartt jacket. Woo! If he did this, and this crime would have been very bloody for whoever did it. The girls were certainly cleaned up by the time where they were found. Yes, you could technically clean a jacket in the course of all those years. What did you have? I mean, I would guess there'd be some DNA residue somewhere within the fibers of the jacket that there ain't no amount of Tide with bleach that's going to completely get out, no matter how well you do it. And you're still hanging on to the jacket all those years later. The jacket that you killed those kids with, you just couldn't part with. You couldn't go buy another one for $79.99 down at the Atwoods. No, we're going to hold on to the murder jacket. And there's no evidence on it.
Now, so let's just, now we can go down that road, do a little thought experiment.
Yeah.
All right, so let's say he held on the jacket. So why do people hold on to things? Well, because they're trophies, so they can remember it, because this is what serial killers do, but this isn't a serial killing, but this is what murderers do. They hold on to trophies if they're going to hold on to something, and then they covet it, they secrete it in a secret place, because we were talking about secret places yesterday, so that you could actually keep it private, keep it just for you, for your mental, little gyrations you're having. He didn't do that. It's hanging in a closet.
Yeah. It's a normal jacket he's wearing.
I mean, the state's answer for that has been that they found the round in his keepsake box. That was, so theoretically you'd have to take the logical leap that, number one, Alan knew that this is where you have to go with this. So again, for him to not have left DNA on the girls, that means, as Tony said, that he would have, okay, let's pretend he cleaned the girls. He went to the great lengths to clean the girls. However, he racked the gun again.
In the creek?
Down there. but goes to the great lengths to clean the girls, but then after he racks the gun, he decides not to pick up his round. Okay, and he leaves that smoking gun piece of evidence in the state's world at the crime scene. And then
cleans the girls and just don't pick up his round. He decided to leave it there. The evidence. Like, he gonna keep the jacket, right? I'm gonna explain this in this clip, but keep the jacket. So if you keep the jacket, it don't matter what you do, that you're gonna be able to find something if it's something. So he had time to do all of that. Oh my. Yeah, then he supposedly kept another round in the keepsakes box as a reminder of, yeah, right? But it was committed with a knife. But shout out to Skinny, man. A keepsake box. He just wanted to look at it like it was the most beautifulest view he ever seen in his life. He wanted to keep it as a token. The round, like Skinny say. But hold him up, swallow him up. That they were took away from this world, God rest their souls, with a knife. This is the most retarded shit I have seen. Oh, wait. Kept the jacket. You able to have a blue light to see if it's anything on the jacket, and Cuz gonna explain that next. Right? It was so funny the way he said it. You know, you got time to clean up the girls, but you ain't gonna pick up the round. Man, what the fuck is this? I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I couldn't even fathom, right? But when you don't allow all of this in, I got to ask the lawyers. When you see they get handicapped like this and nothing is let in, this might still go through the appellate. And it'll have to go to the Supreme Court because they'll have to uphold that. I'm saying that could happen. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's like keeping a dollar bill. Okay, I'll get that. Oh, wait. Mm. That lost me. They was like, they was like, a keepsake box? I mean, listen to this again.
Okay, I know it was several years after when they went into Rick's house and they took the jacket that they say is the jacket of Bridge Guy, which again, that's a whole other part. Like, why is Bridge Guy the murderer? Like, there's no real evidence to say that he is, other than somebody thinks they heard a gun. It was a guy walking across a bridge. There's really nothing that connects the man to the death of these girls other than a video where they're confused as to where they're going and goes down the hill. Suddenly that means like, I'm a mass murderer and I kill you and I'm wearing a Carhartt jacket. Woo! If he did this, and this crime would have been very bloody, for whoever did it. The girls were certainly cleaned up by the time where they were found. Yes, you could technically clean a jacket in the course of all those years. What did you have? I mean, I would guess there'd be some DNA residue somewhere within the fibers of the jacket that there ain't no amount of Tide with bleach that's going to completely get out, no matter how well you do it. And you're still hanging on to the jacket all those years later. The jacket that you killed those kids with, you just couldn't part with. You couldn't go buy another one for $79.99 down at the Atwoods. No, we're going to hold on to the murder jacket. And there's no evidence on it.
Now, so let's just, now we can go down that road, do a little thought experiment. Yeah. All right, so let's say he held on the jacket. So why do people hold on to things? Well, because they're trophies, so they can remember it, because this is what serial killers do, but this isn't a serial killing. But this is what murderers do. They hold on to trophies if they're going to hold on to something, and then they covet it, they secrete it in a secret place, because we were talking about secret places yesterday, so that you could actually keep it private, keep it just for you, for your mental, little gyrations you're having. He didn't do that. It's hanging in a closet.
Yeah. It's a normal jacket he's wearing.
I mean, the state's answer for that has been that they found the round in his keepsake box. That was, so theoretically you'd have to take the logical leap that, number one, Alan knew that this is where you have to go with this. So again, for him to not have left DNA on the girls, that means, as Tony said, that he would have, okay, let's pretend he cleaned the girls. He went to the great lengths to clean the girls. However, he racked the gun again.
In the creek?
Down there. but goes to the great lengths to clean the girls, but then after he racks the gun, he decides not to pick up his round. Okay, and he leaves that smoking gun piece of evidence in the state's world at the crime scene. And then
oh, wow. How much sense do that make? How much sense do that make? Zero. Oh, wait. But I'm still, it hurt me when I heard this right here.
To make some real ground with the appellate court there.
What kind of probability you give this, Bob?
Yeah.
I don't know. I rely on, guys and gals that practice in Indiana for kind of like, I don't know, Michael's, he's given it like I haven't asked him for a percentage. And I say that because I rely on people that argue in that state,
sure,
as judges, because for me to say it, having never argued in front of any of those judges and not doing appellate work there is kind of fruitless for me to guess. But if they address the Napui Glossop issue fairly, he gets a new trial. So I mean that's.
Let me rephrase easier question on this. Do you think they're optimistic?
I think they're frankly more optimistic of it getting kicked up to the Indiana Supreme Court.
Is that the next step if this gets denied here?
Yeah, that's the next step.
So how does that look? What does that, kind of roughly look like from a 10,000 foot level for a place we're not at yet?
So according to the people in the know from Indiana that do this for a living, they say that as to issues 1 and 2, that assuming that the appellate court affirms on all count, and affirm means that they're agreeing with the state, they're affirming the conviction. All right, so that's what that word means. Mm-hmm. So if they affirm on all counts at that point, they're basically, they apply to the Indiana Supreme Court. I forget what the exact term of art is for the document that they file with them, where they're saying, hey, we really need you to take a look at this thing. And I believe Michael said that they look at it fresh, as opposed to relying on what the appellate court looked at. So they're going to look at it with fresh eyes. And he says that out of the two, that this Indiana Supreme Court is going to be far more inclined to look at the merits, that they might be willing to look past the waiver issues and get to the heart of the issues. So that's kind of how that thing looks. And, whether or not that's going to happen is obviously going to depend on whether or not they affirm on what I think are the two. I mean, the third issue is relating to the fact that they couldn't put on a defense. Mm-hmm. I mean, to me, it's such a huge issue. Yeah. Literally barred them from being able to put on any kind of substantive defense. Like, and we're, when she kept saying that there's no nexus, when you've got this guy saying that he spit on one of the girls and put, sticks near her head, like to make it look like antlers. And she's saying that there's no nexus when that person had no reason to know that sticks were left on the girls at all, mm-hmm, in any way, shape, or form. If that's not somebody knowing about the facts of the crime, I don't know what is. Why is it, when people are like, oh, well, that guy's got an IQ of a grapefruit. I don't give a shit.
Most people doing the shit do.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great point, Rob. Exactly.
Let's go to this sketch with this Carbro motherfucker, whoever this is.
Have you seen the picture in the news? I mean, you've had to see that in there.
I have. I also try, I have, but I try really hard also not to look at it too much because I tell him afterwards, and I just remember the mud.
Okay.
And I don't want to, I'm trying to describe what I remember seeing.
Well, in previous situations I've been involved with, I'm sometimes hesitant about having the photo around because you couldn't tell that that's the actual person. Or then you'd be like, oh, wait a minute, you're showing a picture of somebody. But they know that's the guy. If that picture is sitting right here with us, do you think it would help you?
It might.
Because we can cheat. I do this all the time. Like if there's surveillance photos from a bank or stuff like that, we can cheat. If you want to bring that in?
Yeah, because it might help me because,
it's definitely put it in context. So we don't have to make this hard. We can cheat.
No.
Let me go get it.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Hold up. We could cheat. He can go get what? Oh, what the fuck? Hold up.
Have you seen the picture in the news? I mean, you've had to see that in there.
I have. I also try, I have, but I try really hard also not to look at it too much because I tell him afterwards, and I just remember the mud.
Okay.
And I don't want to, I'm trying to describe what I remember seeing.
Well, in previous situations I've been involved with, I'm sometimes hesitant about having the photo around because you couldn't tell that that's the actual person. Or then you'd be like, oh, wait a minute, you're showing a picture of somebody. But they know that's the guy. If that picture is sitting right here with us, do you think it would help you?
It might.
Because we can cheat. I do this all the time. Like if there's surveillance photos from a bank or stuff like that, we can cheat. If you want to bring that in?
Yeah, because it might help me because,
it's definitely put it in context. So we don't have to make this hard. We can cheat.
No.
Let me go get it.
Yeah.
Okay, now who is BG? Is that who is that? Now hold up. She looking at a photo lineup, right? And he finna go get her the sketch so she could pick. Oh, the bridge guy, okay. So she going to get the sketch. So that's how she picked out? Man, you gotta be fucking kidding me. If this motherfucker say we could cheat, why the fuck you come forward, bitch? If you don't, oh my God, I got to see this again. Am I classic? Is this what's going? Oh.
Have you seen the picture in the news? I mean, you've had to see that in there.
I have. I also try, I have, but I try really hard also not to look at it too much because I tell him afterwards, and I just remember the mud.
Okay.
And I don't want to, I'm trying to describe what I remember seeing.
Well, in previous situations I've been involved with, I'm sometimes hesitant about having the photo around because you couldn't tell that that's the actual person. Or then you'd be like, oh, wait a minute, you're showing a picture of somebody. But they know that's the guy. If that picture is sitting right here with us, do you think it would help you?
It might.
Because we can cheat. I do this all the time. Like if there's surveillance photos from a bank or stuff like that, we can cheat. If you want to bring that in?
Yeah, because it might help me because,
it's definitely put it in context. So we don't have to make this hard. We can cheat.
No.
Let me go get it.
Yeah.
So we don't have to make this hard. Your girl named Nayara, who's been missing from camp, right? So, man, we got to get more information on Nayara. Since May 20th, it's July. Oh my! So all we could definitely do right now is send our prayers. We got to get more information and cover that. Thank you, Helen Keller. So this woman just say she just remembered the mud. You say, what are her hands doing? Let me look again. Because this seemed kind of crazy.
Have you seen the picture in the news? I mean, you've had to see that in there.
I have. I also try I have, but I try really hard also not to look at it too much because I tell him afterwards, and I just remember the mud.
Okay.
And I don't want to I'm trying to describe what I remember seeing.
Well, in previous situations I've been involved with, I'm sometimes hesitant about having the photo around because you couldn't tell that that's the actual person. Or then you'd be like, oh, wait a minute, you're showing a picture of somebody. But they know that's the guy. If that picture is sitting right here with us, do you think it would help you?
It might.
Because we can cheat. I do this all the time. Like if there's surveillance photos from the bank or stuff like that, we can cheat. If you want to bring that?
Yeah, because it might help me because
it's definitely put it in context. So we don't have to make this hard. We can cheat.
No.
Let me go get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the piece of shit on something. And this broad says she just seen the mud. Right? And this stupid ass bald head, Mr. Clean looking fucking piece of shit. Like, what you hearing that? If she telling you she just seen the mud, how the fuck she gonna identify? Did she identify him, y'all? How the fuck if you just seen the mud? She clearly I just seen the mud. She just seen the mud and he said, we could cheat. You sorry piece of... Oh, I can't get over this.
Have you seen the picture in the news? I mean, you've had to see that in there.
I have. I also try I have, but I try really hard also not to look at it too much because I tell him afterwards, and I just remember the mud.
Okay.
And I don't want to I'm trying to describe what I remember seeing.
Well, in previous situations I've been involved with, I'm sometimes hesitant about having the photo around because you couldn't tell that that's the actual person. Or then you'd be like, oh, wait a minute, you're showing a picture of somebody. But they know that's the guy. If that picture is sitting right here with us, do you think it would help you?
It might.
Because we can cheat. I do this all the time. Like if there's surveillance photos from the bank or stuff like that, we can cheat. If you want to bring that?
Yeah, because it might help me because
it's definitely put it in context. So we don't have to make this hard. We can cheat.
No.
Let me go get it.
Yeah.
Wow. So you telling me, because I know you're trying to clarify that now, that the old bridge guy sketch came from this piece of shit? And she changed that story that it was a man covered in mud and blood walking down the road now. Oh, wow. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Now, this case, now it's coming to me. This is the bitch who sketched it. This is a bitch. She's a piece of shit, worthless bitch. All I seen was the mud. I try not to look at it. Bitch, if you try not to look at it, what the fuck you doing down there? Oh, y'all. This is blasphemy at its fucking finest. I am in total fucking shock. This right here of seeing this twitchy ass piece of shit bitch. On her talking about all she's seeing is the mud. And he said we could cheat. Oh yeah, it'll help me. You bitch. And then she later, oh, oh, oh. She did, like it already hit different, y'all. But looking at it hits another out of the park space of different. And I know I'm going to eventually get more. This, oh. I'm shocked. Oh, wait. Oh, let's go back to the next clip.
That means in their world, he'd have to be aware of it in order for him to assign any kind of actual meaning to the round that they found in the memory box. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because if he drops the round, he's not aware of it. There's no significance to him keeping a round in his box to remember it because the gun didn't really have anything to do with the crime. Right. So it has to be that thing where, okay, he racks his gun, the gun pops out, he goes and cleans the girls, or at least he cleans Abby because, Libby was still very bloody. Yeah. And then forgets about this round. You know what I mean? But you can't have it where he's aware that he ejected the round, decides not to pick it up after he cleans up the rest of the crime scene, and then goes home and he's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to keep a round from the same magazine, and I'm just going to keep it in this box so I can always have that memory. It's incongruous, man. It doesn't work. You can't have it both ways. Because it's like if he unwittingly leaves the round at the scene after he's cleaned up everything else, that round in the box would have no significance because he's not aware that he left a round there. You know what I mean? It wasn't the murder weapon.
I know. If he lends a shot off, you might want to keep the shell casing from it, but generally those will have etchings if someone actually was intending to use it for, because we've seen that in other cases. Just the whole thing is just lacking in what people do if they're going to do something horrendous like this. There's nothing that lines up.
You'll clean up everything else, believe that. You have time to do that? Who property was it? Oh, I gotta go to the next clip.
I have no idea why they doubled down on him after that.
Because in their mind, the round was the link. You know what I mean?
They couldn't be wrong after they've made their.
Wrong. They were desperate to solve this case. It was 5 years cold. The round for them was the end all be all. It was the piece of evidence that they'd been searching for, and that there was no change in their mind. And you didn't see that with Mullins in the first interview, but you saw it with Holman in the second. Right? I look like, here's what I want to do. I want to have you two guys over to my house, and I want to watch with Robin and Tony. I want to watch that second video because I want to hear Robin's thoughts on it and yours, T, in terms of like from a Fed's perspective, like when you're watching that interrogation video, because that's where he's really coming at him hard. Because Mullins used the Reed technique, but in a much more like low key type of way, whereas Holman full blown just rammed the Reed technique down his throat. And Allen still never cracks. Right. And it's that thing where he's saying, and it goes back to your earlier point in our last segment, which if you guys haven't watched, you should go back and watch. Where you're talking about how Allen has little regard for himself. Everything that matters to him most in his life is his wife and his family. And you hear that in that second interview. Where the only thing that pisses him off is when they mess with his wife. Yeah. That's when the only time he gets heated is when they're going at Kathy. Because everybody.
Only time he gets heated, it was when they going at his wife. He never broke in that interview. Even when Horseface was using the Reed technique in a stupid fucking way, And I always remember Sergio got the video to where he break it down, and it was sensational. He qualified. Oh, wait. Shout out to Mitchell in the building. What's poppin', my guy? Oh, wait. Oh, let's continue.
I'm here to tell you, Robin, like, so when I was covering that trial, and we covered, you know, the whole thing from beginning to end, from arrest through trial. And, you know, I became close with the Allen family, you know, not just Kathy, but Rick's mother and Rick's stepfather, Ken, who had raised him, who he considers to be his father. And these are like salt of the earth, like just the most down to earth people that you'll ever know. And I'm not talking about just niceties, like, hi, how you doing? I'm talking about like, we ate lunch every day together during the trial. I sat next to them during the trial. I really got to know these people fundamentally. And I asked, you know, Kathy, a lot of hard questions, you know, and the one thing that absolutely shone through about that is that these are two people that were married for 35 years. And there wasn't one fiber of Kathy that believed that Rick not only didn't do this, but that was even capable of it, you know, and you are not pulling the wool over somebody's eyes that you've been with since you were in high school for 35 years. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. You know, you're going to see a crack in that facade. Like if I'm asking Kathy questions, you know, was there anything ever kind of like off about some shit? Was there some shit? Because when you look at like Asa Huerman,
right? That's exactly what I was going. There's no secret place. There's no secret room. There's no secret place.
He's not Rex. No.
Right.
That's what that looks like.
Yes.
And that is not this.
It's a perfect compare and contrast.
I love one of the comments I saw on here. These cops aren't even good at being bad at what they do. I think it's what I just lost it. But it's like, yeah, that's true.
35 years. Sweethearts. She would know. I ain't gonna lie to y'all and say I ain't shook. Especially me going through everything and hearing them talk about the optimistic. But before we do that, I want to say happy 4th of July to everybody. Let me play this. Independence Day. Man, happy 250th birthday to America. Happy 4th of July to everybody. Happy 4th of July to all our veterans, fallen soldiers. Happy 4th of July to Richard Allen. Oh, this sucks. Man, I love our veterans so much, man. Our veterans mean everything to me, y'all. And knowing that Richard Allen is a veteran and going through this case, it's personal now. It's personal. It's been personal, but just think today is Independence Day. Let me play this one more time for Richard, man. Because that's what he fought for. Right. And he was happy to be one of the ones that made it out. For all our fallen soldiers, for us to be able to walk on this earth. Oh, salute to Robert Kyle Forson, was a veteran too. Last person to see him alive was Jerry, the horse-faced Holman. Oh, I can't get over this right here, y'all.
Have you seen the picture in the news? I mean, you've had to see that.
I have. I also try I have, but I try really hard also not to look at it too much because I tell him afterwards, and I just remember the mud.
Okay.
And I don't want to I'm trying to describe what I remember seeing.
Well, in previous situations I've been involved with, I'm sometimes hesitant about having the photo around because you couldn't tell that that's the actual person. Or then you'd be like, wait a minute, you're showing a picture of somebody, but they know that's the guy. If that picture is sitting right here with us, do you think it would help you?
It might.
Because we can cheat. I do this all the time. Like if there's surveillance photos from the bank or stuff like that, we can cheat. You want to bring that?
Yeah, because it might help me because
it's definitely put it in context. So we don't have to make this hard. We can cheat.
No.
Let me go get it.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to your grandpa father in World War II. He was the nicest man anyone could ever meet. Never heard him say a bad word about anyone. When he passed, the funeral couldn't be in the church because too many people had to have it in a function place, and even then, not everyone fit in. He was a living angel, man. God rest his soul. And God bless him for serving. And it done like baseball took a curveball because like the Scarborough lady, I've never seen this. Shout out to your grandpa too. Classic say so to my grandpa Classic. He was a POW, however, he was never accused of being a nice man. He was pretty Oh man. This hit different now, her seeing this video. Oh we. Oh,
I need to know if you still love me, baby.
Yes, dear.
Okay. And everybody else will as well? Honey?
Yes.
Because I may have to spend the rest of my life here, or...
Stop talking about it, please. That's not true. Okay? Okay?
I don't understand. I just got to know that everybody's still going to love me.
Love you.
Because I may only be able to see you one last time. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, thank you. It's not true.
It's true, honey.
No, it's not.
It's true, honey.
No, it's not. You're not well.
I'm well.
No. No, you're not.
Yes, I am, honey. I just hope that you'll still love me, because I may only, if I get the electric chair, or if I get the death penalty.
No. No, honey, that's not going to happen. No.
If it does, will you be there for me?
It's not going to happen here.
Do what?
Nothing. This isn't right. They messed you up so bad.
It's okay, honey. I did it. I did it, dear.
Stop.
I cannot stop. I've got somebody here listening to me right now, dear.
No. I did it.
I don't.
Oh, you did it, dear.
I killed Ashley, dear.
No, you didn't. Stop. Stop saying that. No, you didn't.
I knew I was supposed to let you go. I was trying to let you go.
Stop. Dear, we're going to be back together.
You have 1 minute remaining.
I hope you're always going to love me. No matter what. Will you always love me, baby?
Who's with you? Who's with you? Who's with you? Who's with you? You need to stop talking. If there's if your lawyer's not there, you need to stop talking. Who's with you, honey? Who's with you?
Thank you for using GT.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's hard to play, but it's necessary. That's why I got to do it, because I need y'all to actually look at him and see how he looked. Hear him and see how his words are choreographed. This man was beaten, battered, bruised, and tortured to the ultimate. And like Classic just said, I never thought of that. Why did he say the electric chair? Everybody think about that. See, this is coming to me. Why did he say the fucking electric chair? Let's take a look at this.
Solitary, he was in a single person cell. When you take a guy who's presumed innocent and you stick him in the most secure cell, in the most secure prison in the state of Indiana, and hole him away for 23 hours a day for 13 months, if you don't think that that's a problem, then I suggest you hole yourself up in your bathroom for 30 days and let yourself out for an hour a day to go into a 3x3 cage to talk to somebody who's ostensibly supposed to be helping you. But it turns out that that person is some kind of true crime weirdo who's a digger and was actively researching the case for the very person she's treating. Everything about what happened to Richard Allen should make your skin crawl if you live in this country. It should terrify you. It's an issue of voluntariness. That's what the confessions come down to. This isn't when you're watching an old cop show and they have the light, shining in your face and the cops screaming in your face. And, they have you in there for 18, 22 hours straight, no sleep, no food. They're not giving you anything to drink. This isn't that. This was far more nefarious. That's illegal. I mean, like this was something that was done in a way so that he would break mentally. And it's exactly what happened. He broke mentally.
They put a man, pretrial defendant, in the prison. Come out an hour a day. Shout out to the beautiful Kayla. We don't even know if he come out an hour a day. This was made to break him, like the great Bob said of Defensive Diaries. And it broke him. Not just that. The beautiful Andrea Burkhart.
Then we got to Westville. So as you know, if you've followed much of the background on this case, certainly they talked about it in opening statement. Rick Allen was not held in a local county jail, as 99.999% of all pretrial detainees who are held in custody are held. He was taken to a Department of Corrections prison. He was taken to a maximum security prison. He was taken to the maximum security wing of the maximum security prison, and he was held in isolation, having not been convicted of any crime, for 13 months by himself in a cell. And so we spent the afternoon learning about what that did to Rick Allen and what that was like. And I said on this stream a couple few episodes ago, I have represented thousands of criminal defendants. And I can count on one hand the number of monsters in human skin that I've encountered among criminals, some of them serious, violent criminals. I saw more monsters in that courtroom today than I ever saw in an orange jumpsuit. And they had badges.
I saw more monsters in that courtroom today than I ever saw in orange jumpsuits. And they had badges. 99.99999% of people supposed to be put in the county. They put them in a maximum secure prison where they did the unthinkable to them. And like the beautiful Helen Keller say, they're doing what we thought was the unimaginable. It's sick. Like Skinny say, most people cannot fathom such a corrupt case. This is that case that is supposed to this very thing. It's only fails on purpose. Facts. Like Sub say. Like Sub Tick say. Thank God for Andrea being in that courtroom. The beautiful Miss U.S. Lily. Yep. At Helen Nera Goffrin, the girl me updated on it. Keep me, I need the info on that. Classic. I was bawling like a baby watching this live. Andrea is tough. Yeah, she was fighting back tears, and you could tell. God bless her. Shout out to the beautiful Miss U.S. Lily in the building. God bless her. God bless Andrea Burkett. She was holding back so many tears, y'all. She was fighting back. She was being strong for us. Because we got to stay strong. Till Richard Allen is free. That's why I'm mind-boggled and confused on how this ain't bigger than what it is. It shook her. It's shaking me now. Like, I wake up thinking about this shit every day. And this right here, with the beautiful classic from across the pond, how she's been such a general in getting me through this, to piece everything together. And she sent me this, of this fucking bitch ass Sarah, who didn't know nothing.
Have you seen the picture in the news? I mean, you've had to see that in there.
I have. I also try I have, but I try really hard also not to look at it too much because I tell him afterwards, and I just remember the mud. Okay. And I don't want to I'm trying to describe what I remember seeing.
Well, in previous situations I've been involved with, I'm sometimes hesitant about having the photo around because you couldn't tell that that's the actual person. Or then you'd be like, oh, wait a minute, you're showing a picture of somebody. But they know that's the guy. If that picture is sitting right here with us, do you think it would help you?
It might.
Because we can cheat. I do this all the time. Like if there's surveillance photos from a bank or stuff like that, we can cheat. If you want to bring that?
Yeah, because it might help me because
it's definitely putting it in context. So we don't have to make this hard. We can cheat.
No.
Let me go get it.
Yeah.
Shout out to the beautiful Laura in the building, and shout out to Miss Lily. Thank you, Miss Lily, for giving us that update that Nara is safe. Man, that's wonderful news. But Helen, Kayla, you see that shit? I'm with you. I'm like, what the fuck? We could cheat. And Kayla, this is the bitch that wrote out the sketch. The other one. Man, fuck this bitch. People talk about you don't supposed to be disrespectful. Man, fuck this bitch. Hope this bitch go eat elephant nuts the rest of her life. Man, thank you, B. Stacy, and everybody Man, fuck this bitch. Man, I am so fucking mad. Man, I'm telling y'all, you gotta understand, me coming into this case almost a month, not even a month, 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks. I got to go look back. I don't even think it's been 2 weeks. 2-3 weeks, I don't even think it's been that long. And this is the bitch. This bitch said, I don't know, I ain't been paying attention because I could just remember the mud. You stupid bitch. And then I found out, they tell me this bitch recanted her statement and say, oh, she seen mud and blood or whatever. And like Clay say, why wasn't it in the fucking car? Kayla, look at this bitch. And this fucking bald-headed, Mr. Clean-looking motherfucker say, oh, we could cheat. No, bitch, you was desperate to get a fucking conviction, you fucking asshole.
Have you seen the picture in the news? I mean, you've had to see that in there.
I have. I also try but I try really hard also not to look at it too much because I tell him afterwards and I just remember the mud.
Okay.
And I don't want to I'm trying to describe what I remember seeing.
Well, in previous situations I've been involved with, I'm sometimes hesitant about having the photo around because you couldn't tell that that's the actual person. Or then you'd be like, oh, wait a minute, you're showing a picture of somebody. But they know that's the guy. If that picture is sitting right here with us, do you think it would help you?
It might.
Because we can cheat. I do this all the time. Like if there's surveillance photos from the bank or stuff like that, we can cheat. If you want to bring that in?
Yeah, because it might help me because
it's definitely put it in context. So we don't have to make this hard. We can cheat.
No.
Let me go get it.
Yeah.
Man, look at this shit, y'all. Look at this shit. We could cheat. Man, I'm mad as a motherfucker. Man, shout out to Classic, man. I got much love for you, man. So much, man. God. Oh. That's BS. I never heard of cheating during, you see that? You see that, Kyla? A photo like this, they can show random people and you can pick out features that may jog your memory, not the suspect or person. What in the actual fuck? Shout out to Subtech. Say by this point, Sarah's interview Mullen already knew he had deleted 70 days worth of interviews instead of re-interviewing any of the suspects. They did this. Oh my God. He said, what class? Class says, he said, beat the fuck out of me, class. He said, met? Yeah, we didn't appreciate that. Now, for real, Miss Lily is a lifesaver. Coming in here letting us know about that girl you just mentioned. Now, you was the angel because you blessed this upon us. We spoke, you made it get spoken to existence. Helen? So you the real MVP today. Shout out to Ajira. Hello, beautiful. I made sure I said that right. No, I'm just, kidding because Ajira. Man, hold up. Man, I got so much love for y'all, right? Man, whatever y'all can do to support the channel, whether it's Cash App, Venmo, Super Chat, but most importantly, y'all, is sharing and liking. Man, because look, like this what I need, y'all. Like, if I got the beg, I ain't too proud to beg. Man, Man, shout out to Classic, man. But I got to turn her up, though, like when our wrestler turned up for turning me up. Man, thank you so much. Classic. And also thank you, man, for boy being my guidance on this case. That means everything to me. Because like today got me shook for real. Cause this Sarah bitch, oh this dick eater, like this fumbly hand moving bitch. What you think you got bugs running all over your bitch? Oh Lord Jesus. Man, I am angry because I did not know this was the bitch who they plastered this bitch ass sketch off of, and this dude say we could cheat. You bumpy head bitch. Man, I guarantee he gave that bitch some money, man. He gave that bitch some money, man. He gave that bitch some money, man. Man, look at this. I cannot get over this classic.
Have you seen the picture in the news? I mean, you've had to see that in there.
I have. I also try I have, but I try really hard also not to look at it too much because I tell him afterwards, and I just remember the mud.
Okay.
And I don't want to I'm trying to describe what I remember seeing.
Well, in previous situations I've been involved with, I'm sometimes hesitant about having the photo around because you couldn't tell that that's the actual person. Or then you'd be like, oh, wait a minute, you're showing a picture of somebody. But they know that's the guy. If that picture is sitting right here with us, do you think it would help you?
It might.
Because we can cheat. I do this all the time. Like if there's surveillance photos from a bank or stuff like that, we can cheat. If you want to bring that?
Yeah, because it might help me because
it's definitely put it in context. So we don't have to make this hard. We can cheat.
No.
Let me go get it.
Yeah.
He's standing up with his flimsy ass chest talking about we could cheat. It's more like saying is I'll give you some money if you suck my dick and do this. Oh, shout out to the beautiful Miss U.S. Lily. I said, oh, like and subscribe and share. Man, hold on. But you know, I'm gonna let's get to it, Miss Lily. Hold on, how we come? Let's get to it. Man, hold up now, Miss Lily. We ain't done yet. You know I gotta really turn you up. Turn you up. I love you to death, Miss Lily, just like I love everybody else. Everybody. Hold up. I'm not through. I gotta turn all y'all up. Because we here for injustice and corruption, right? And the reason why I got brought to this movement was the GOAT, Aiden Kearney, aka Turtle Boy, aka the reason for the season. Do you understand me? So shout out to the beautiful Mo S for putting this together, and shout out to the beautiful Pretty Kooky, who is so talented, who made this great song and turn up. So I'm gonna turn up for all y'all.
That's what this case is about. It's about the truth, not hiding it or concealing it, but exposing the truth. Yeah. Don't let them get away with this. Do not endorse and sanction an investigation that is broken and corrupted top to bottom. That's why you stand as the guardian of justice and the protector of justice. And my question to you is, what will you do with this moment?
Hey, you did that, look at you go. Drop that down and now the whole room know. Big heart energy still in the show. You walk in and the whole place grows. Old school smile with a fresh new grin. Same sweet spot, let the chaos in. Cards on the table, you win again. Everybody turn when you step in. Hands up, look alive. You made the whole night rise. They've been waiting on your name. Now it burns through the frame. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. to them.
I will not be silenced, and we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Talk that shit, go. I will not be silenced. We will continue on our fight. Well, he talking that shit, and he mean that. He stand on that, and I stand on that too. And that's why I'm just so glad to be a part of this world, of this community now. Right? Because that's what it's about. Right? Like, you know what? And I'm really proud of myself too. Like, real talk, because I'm really like that. Like, if y'all don't know, my noodles really not right. I'm easily triggered. Right? Boy, I'm so proud of myself. I think I need a Emily C. No drama 3-week badge. But I am proud of myself. Because I think about what the GOAT going through. I think about what Richard Allen going through. I think about what every other person out here who going through when they go through injustice and corruption. And that's bigger than anything. I get that. I didn't come here to whoop, 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 whoop. I came here, yeah, I was the huckleberry because people was thinking they could come at us like that, and I wasn't trying to hear none of it. I don't do stuff for shows. I came in and said how I mean it, so people know I'm really like that and how I am, right? They know that. But it feels so much better now, you know, because that means nothing when you get that motivation to the highest of infinity and beyond in my Buzz Lightyear voice. When you want to be a part of putting out this movement for injustice and corruption, because that's what really matters. That's what really matters. Passionate about that. All the bullshit is for the birds, and I let it fly in the sky because I ain't paying attention to it. I'm thinking about a man and a goat, right? Who facing 100 years for fucking nothing. Think about it, the GOAT could end up like Richard Allen. That's what the fuck I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about Richard Allen, who appellate case coming up on September the 21st. And how he need all of us, right? To push, to fight, to get this word out for him so that it could make some noise. And we see not Richard Allen locked up. We see Richard Allen is free. That's what type of time I'm on. It's easy to get caught up in the stuff that really don't matter. Because like I say, the bullshit is for the birds. Fly, eagles, fly. Man, I fucking wake up, eat, sleep, breathe, and shit. Going hard for this injustice and corruption. Because you didn't, I didn't know that I was going to just be so motivated to just start doing video every day for this. You know, I was just somebody on the side who couldn't take it anymore, had to jump in the mix and let people know how I was coming, because I was always on this side. I just couldn't take it no more when you was fucking with the OG and the GOAT. So, and y'all, and people know, I couldn't take it. Then I'm Earl. That's why I say I give all the praise to the OG first. Man, if it wasn't for El Jefe, the Don Dada, and Will DeGlera, man, come on, what would I be? Real talk. That's just real shit. It ain't taking credit away from nobody else. I already done mentioned the GOAT and stuff like that, but I'm talking about the OG. If it weren't for the OG, y'all think the beautiful Kayla Jones would know? I would know about Kayla Jones, or Kayla Jones would be over here with me. And I want everybody to get ready. Hey, man, shout out to Law now. I want y'all to know I'm setting something up with the OG. Right? I'm setting it up. Y'all get ready. I'm for the be able to interview the OG, and it ain't on. Look, I'm interviewing the OG on injustice and corruption and everything. Yeah, like my interviews ain't tailored toward none of what people gonna think, because I'm really skilled in doing this. See, people think, like when I first came, people didn't know who I was. If y'all really know me, if people really know me, like, bro, I done did hundreds of thousands of interviews, right? With professional boxers, hosting events, doing all that. That's what I do. I cover boxing. But I cover a boxing event 3 weeks ago. Oh, so yeah. That's when I was on it 3 weeks ago. Because I remember that's when I started doing it right before I went to that boxing event. Right? And I thought that I was gonna go back into boxing and doing this. But something's got a hold on me. Man, I ain't even talking no boxing, and I thought that was going like whoop-de-whoop. I done interviewed everybody that you could think of when it comes to a professional. I done walked with all the boxers, exclusive interviews, behind the scenes, being in the gyms, covering these training camps, because this is what I do. And I'm just glad you was here, Kayla. Shout out to Jody. Innocent people behind bars is terrifying. That has to be, like real talk. That is terrifying. Oh yeah, it's coming, y'all. Oh, it's coming. It's gonna be next week sometime. So y'all be ready when I drop that. And that's the OG, man, the Don Dada. And I ride for the OG, right, wrong, or indifference, because that's how I'm coming, right? It's like I ride for a lot of the people in this community. One thing I won't do is get in community business. Right? It's not my issue. I don't do that. So if people have issues in the community who I rock with, that ain't none of my business. I ain't looking at now one of them different, or whoever it is. Yeah, but that's gonna be real big right there, y'all. Like that's gonna be real huge. And that's the one I'm looking forward to. Don't get it twisted. Him and the GOAT, 1A, 1A. You know, like I got the GOAT out the way. Oh man, I appreciate everybody showing up for that. And I appreciate the GOAT. You know, that you could tell he really enjoyed that. He said, man, that was deep, Rayford. That was deep, yeah, GOAT. Because that's how I'm coming. Because that's how I felt when I seen you tell that story about you having to watch your son shoot and make his first basket. And then you say he's the littlest one on the team. And you weren't there for that moment. That bothers me. I'm a sports dad. I got a 10-year-old and a 4-year-old. 2 boys. There's no shot at the sports moms because there's a lot of sports moms out there. I'm just talking about from a dad's perspective. It bothered me. A man who never been in trouble in the GOAT, right? Doing the right thing. You know, that you expect people to do. He get railroaded and get all these charges against him? Nah. Not with none of that. See, people talk about doing interviews, right? But it's always a method to the madness. And when you do your interviews, right? Everybody got their own touch. It's just, it's different. It's different, right? People think you got to, like, whoop-de-whoop. You got to lead into it. You want to make everybody out there feel the emotions, the intensity of that interview that you got in that interview. Oh, the Venmo? Somebody send Jody the Venmo. Please, somebody, whoever knows Jody, send her the Venmo. Tag, or whoever tag. Like, real talk. I love boxing with everything in me. It's a big boxing match come on tonight in Cleveland, Ohio. I was supposed to be there. But this means more. But eventually I will get back into boxing, but eventually I will be doing both because I think I'm in love. Dun, 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 dun. Hold up. What he say? I think I'm in love with this injustice and corruption, right? See, what is it? I think it's at Ray from Dallas, 214. But it's a capital R though. But yeah, man, I'm in love. And look, y'all, look. Man, I promise y'all, look, I ain't gonna lie. I did want to talk about this a long time ago. And my partner, JJ, he could tell y'all this. He made a poster for me, like a thing that said my name for, like the movement, right? But I just never did. I just kept watching because, I was so boxing and whoopty whoop, 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 whoop. Right? But man, I've been in this, and when I first came on the scene, people used to be like, how you come on the scene? How you know about the fuck you think I know about this? I watch fucking YouTube just like the rest of y'all motherfuckers do. I watch Turtle Boy, I watch Will. Them who I was watching. fuck you mean how I know about this? And that was kind of offending. You know, what? Because it appeared to be a black man who was into this case. Man, stop playing with me. That shit bothered the fuck out of me. Like, they couldn't believe that I could be intrigued in this case. Man, Turtle Boy, just like me. The OG just like me. I feel that shit. Right, right, real talk. Don't try to tell me, oh, just like whoopty whoop. There were just people who was just, you know, because I came in, I was a fucking huckleberry for real, y'all. And I'm over that. You know, I ain't into none of that, man. You know, when you lay your sword down, you ain't really got to keep trying to prove who you is no more, man. You just let the people talk unless it's necessary. And ain't nothing necessary because I love everybody in this community. Right? Uh-oh. Oh, shit, I just got turned up. Hold up. The beautiful Jody just turned me up, y'all. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold up, y'all. Oh, my God. Somebody help me, please. I mean, this is a super turn up. Hold up, y'all. Let me turn up. Hey, but I'll remember this, and I love you so much for that, Jody. We are a community. We are a tribe, right? And we're going to walk this walk. Man, hold up. Now let me turn you up to the regular. Hold up, Jody. Now you got to do that gangster walk with me. Let's go. Thank you so much. And let me tell y'all why I love Miss Lily so much. It's because all the encouraging words of to keep going, to keep pushing it forward. Don't worry about none of the naysayers that's going on. Thank you so much, Jody. Ms. Lily, I love you so much for that. Because you was in my chat every day. Every day. Because you seen what type of time I'm on and still what type of time I'm on. Right? And I appreciate you because them is words that everybody need, right? Because I tell people, it's bigger stuff going on out here, right? It's bigger stuff going on out here, you know, than to be worried about small stuff. And Miss Lily was in my chat every day encouraging me to keep going. Do this, you whoop-de-whoop. Man, I appreciate that. But see, that's what we got to do as a community, right? So let me turn up for us, all of us. Hold up, my Pittsburghians. You know we ain't through, right? Because you know we love our beautiful, pretty Cookie, right? And you know we for this injustice and corruption, and you know she turns us up. So here you go.
That's what this is about. It's about the truth, not hiding it or concealing it, but exposing the truth. Yeah. Don't let them get away with this. Do not endorse and sanction an investigation that is broken and corrupted top to bottom. That's why you stand as the guardian of justice and the protector of justice. And my question to you is, what will you do with this moment?
Hey, hey, you did that, look at you go. Drop that down and now the whole room know. Big heart energy still in the show. You walk in and the whole place grows. Old school smile with a fresh new grin. Same sweet spot, let the chaos in. Cards on the table, you win again. Everybody turn when you step in. Hands up, look alive. You made the whole night rise. They've been waiting on your name. Now it burns through the frame. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. You did that, and everybody knows. Turn up, toast to them both. Let's fucking go. Big heart energy still in the show. Toast to them.
I will not be silenced, and we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Dev Jordan. Like, I love everybody, you know, like, real talk. I'm a real genuine person, you know, like, and that's just that. You know, I'm sorry, I'm a man's man. Let's not get it twisted. But I'm a real genuine person, and everything I mean, I'm about, and I do that. Passion, emotion, all that about that. Like I say, if I'm with the GOAT, if I'm with the OG, you know, like, don't play with them. I ain't trying to start no trouble with nobody. Just don't come up on them like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Like, I know, just understand that. Cause I'm really like that. You know, like, my noodles ain't right. I know how to stay in control, but my noodles ain't right. Shout out to the beautiful Teresa. Don't do that. Like, you know, people didn't know what the fuck I was before I came over here. Oh, but they see I've been covering boxing for a long time. Oh yeah, magical. They're magical. Left and right, magical. Like, real talk, when people find out what you what you do, they do their background research on you, they see you really like that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm getting my 10-year-old son like that. His videos on that, we ain't been putting nothing up, because he working now. He working now, and we ain't playing. And I think every parent should have their child in some type of self-defense, not to be no or nothing like that, but just to be able to protect the house, you know, like the Huckleberry do. I'm gonna still in me, you know, it just got to be necessary. Right? I'm getting twisted. But I do understand it. And it is the 4th of July, right? And everybody who just not coming on here, because we got about, you know, like 30, 45 minutes left or sooner. Let me salute everybody. Happy Independence Day. Do you understand me? Happy Independence Day. Happy 4th of July. Happy 250th birthday, right? To America. Now, America, we got to do fucking better. You're only in the fucking America. I love my country. Everybody know I believe that red, white, and blue with the death in it to me. And I'm not going to be a fool and say we don't got to do better, because when I look on this thumbnail right here, I'm looking at our veteran right here in Richard Allen. And we must do better, because I got all the faith in the world. Yeah, I know that when you hear stuff and say stuff, yeah, you get a little down, but I'm telling you, my faith is this man is going to be out of there on this appellate. So let me play this for everybody. Happy 4th, and we'll be right back. Yeah. Yeah, happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day to everybody around America and the people who came in here to America. Shout out to Miss Jessica. She just wanted to say happy 4th to all. I'm really in my feelings this year and thankful about meeting and working with General Patras in Afghanistan on over July 4th. Let freedom ring. Hey, thank you for your services, Miss Jessica. Like I say, you are one of the epitome. You are, I look at it as the gold standard, right? Because it takes a special type of individual, man or woman, to take that honor to stand up for our country. And I bow and say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I mean that. And if we ever see each other in life, meals on me. And that's why I tell everybody, if y'all see a veteran, if they got a shirt on, if you can't get them no meal, just tell them thank you for their services. Because that's all our veterans want is a thank you for their services. I'm going to keep telling y'all this story. I worked in the mortgage business, right? And I used to have veterans, it took them years to get 100% disabled to where they wouldn't have to pay any taxes. It shouldn't take a veteran that long. If you served our country, you're supposed to get pushed quickly to the front of the line. And that pissed me off. Like, and listen, I made havoc about that because that's not right. And I ended up getting fired from that motherfucker. And I ain't give a shit because you stand on what you believe in. And I couldn't help myself when I'm hearing them veterans tell me, that they not on 100% disabled. That's the reason why they mortgages skyrocketing. They don't have enough escrow to pay their insurance and taxes, and if they got the other type of all that type of insurance, water or wind, like that. And then when they don't got enough money and they fucking escrow, then it get added up to the next year to where they bill skyrocketed. Then you got to tell these veterans, hey, if you want to get your bill that went up $600, you would have to pay this maximum amount off, and then your bill will be lower. Stop playing with me. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Won't do it. Couldn't do it. Won't do it. Attitude start turning up. They didn't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck about the veterans. I don't give a fuck about you. Y'all ain't listening to what I'm saying. I got this man on here saying how they fought for our country. Put in that work. Something a lot of people didn't do, including myself. And there ain't no excuse, but I wish I would have had the guidance as a youngster. That probably would have been something I would have did. Right? But forget the people who didn't. Let's talk about the people who did. And there's a lot of people who didn't have to have no guidance. That was just, it wasn't on them. It was in them because they wanted to do it. Real talk. Because they wanted to fight for this country. Real talk. So I don't give a fuck about that disgraceful piece of shit in home, and fuck him and everything about him. That he dishonorable. I don't look him as no fucking veteran. He's a piece of shit. One of the piece of shits I know about. But I say this, don't disrespect no veteran. I don't give a fuck who you are. Like, real talk. Like, I ain't saying you can't talk shit to no veteran, but don't disrespect what they did. For sure, Miss Jessica. Don't disrespect what veterans did. Don't do that. That's lame as shit. Because guess what? You didn't have the fucking kahunas to do it. Shout out to the beautiful Ismi and Trill in the building. And I stand on that. My uncle was a veteran. My other side, granddaddy was a veteran. Like, I know a lot of people who are veterans. And we're able to say the earth is our turf because of the veterans. Let's not disrespect that. Don't play with me. I don't play about that. Like I say, God, kids, family, veterans, and everything else behind that. I mean that with everything in me. Everything in me. That shit just make me mad now. Like, I turned into an asshole at that fucking company. Talk much shit. And I was making, yeah. But I didn't give a fuck. Because that ain't something that I want to do. If you stupid fucking idiots is going to treat our veterans like this and be like, we could do it. Y'all could go suck on some horse nuts. That's what y'all go do. Oh, yeah, I could do that. And I'm suck on fucking the horse nuts. It'd be women who be widows because their husbands passed away. And because they served too. Because they served with their husband. Have these older women, used to be crying and stuff. Like, where the fucking heart at? It's all like I say, I don't agree with the GOAT. When I told him, I say, GOAT, you was a teacher. I said, GOAT, you was a teacher. I think teachers are like the best, and you got to put them up there like that because they are the ones that make the future. Like, I don't care because they public, servants, basically. They should be the ultimate high class public servants because they got to deal with a bunch of kids, bad, good, and have a lot of long days and nights to create the people of our future. So I categorically disagree with the GOAT when he said no, you should be making more than any teacher should. They should be paid more than doctors. Well, doctors should be paid like that too. And I'm not hating on lawyers or nothing. Yeah, they should get paid too. But teachers important too. How the fuck you gonna be a lawyer if you ain't got no teacher? What's popping? Shit, why the fuck do teachers got to get jobs, summer jobs? Summer jobs, unemployment. A lot of teachers struggling. And then y'all wonder my attitude at school because they're severely fucking underpaid. America. Oh, wait. Y'all, let me turn y'all up real quick. Wait.
The wind hums low, a hollow refrain through cracked window panes. It calls my name. The clock ticks slow. Its echo stays. Each moment drags, then slips away. Blue, blue curtains are hiding all my pain. Blue, blue curtains are dancing in the rain. Blue, blue curtains keep the shine far away. Blue, blue curtains won't let me escape. The walls close in, shadows stretch along. Night wears a mask where dreams don't belong. A bird once sang, now silent it lies. The sky holds no stars, just clouded sighs. The pain's a prison, the glass cuts deep. Eyes wide open, yet I can't sleep. Blue, blue curtains are hiding all my pain. Blue, blue curtains are dancing in the rain. Blue, blue curtains keep the shine far away. Blue, blue curtains won't let me escape. Oh, if I could tear 'em down, let the light pour through. But they hang like chains, stitched with sorrow's hue. Every fold whispers secrets I can't erase. Every thread pulls tighter, leaving no space.
Man, shout out to everybody on here, man, from the 2142 across the pond. I had to listen to that Blue Blue Curtains. And you know, it made me feel better. You know, I'm still pissed off, you know, just thinking about what our veterans go through around the world. But I want to let y'all know I love y'all to death. We're going to be back a little later, and we're going to get it cracking because we ain't stopping. Y'all know how we coming? Man, y'all are the truth. I want to play this for y'all before I go. Then we out of here. I love y'all, man, and I appreciate everybody. Please, y'all, share this, like this. Man, we need this word.
I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, I'm the right one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm
I'm the right one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not the one, I'm the right one. I walk in like a vertical, look clear, aim. You wanna smoke, I heard it. You talk big, all wordy, all bark, no bite. You can't win this fight. I seen your hand shake when the room got quiet. I don't need a threat, I bring it, then I write, yeah, yeah, yeah. Tick, tick, hear that whistle, step too close, get the missile. Blood in my eyes, stealing my jaw. Say my name once, then stand by the law. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't just a crowd, I let them come. I stare here hard like a loaded drum. You keep on talking, I keep on moving. Your chest gets loud, but your legs ain't proving. You want that title, you want that crown. I take one look and I shut it down. I crash when the flow gets mean. I came in clean, let the scene pristine. Tick, tick, hear that whistle, step too close, get the missile. Blood in my eyes, stealing my jaw. Say my name once, then stand by the law. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah, 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 yeah. I don't bend, I don't break, I don't flinch, I don't fake. Every shot you throw just feeds my pace. Every lie you spit, I put back in your face. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah. You came for when you left with none. I'm the right one, yeah. I'm not the one, yeah. I'm the right one, yeah, yeah, yeah.